hello. Welcome to our Mass Effect 4 shot Descent into Hades. Before we introduce our game, we are going to introduce our players and who they will be playing. I can start off with myself. I am Emma Hamalu. On the internet, I use they, them pronouns, and I am the storyteller or sovereign of this game. Um, and now, if my players could introduce themselves and who you will be playing, please.
Hi everyone, I'm Kay Phoenix or Kay on the internet. I go by they, them pronouns, and I will be playing our Turian soldier, weapons requisition officer, Adrian Nix, goes by he, him pronouns.
Hello, hello. I am Obadiah, also known as Shinobi on many fine venues. And I will be playing Crack Sky Jordan, Krogan raised human vanguard, the punchingest something that you ever did. Have the pleasure to stay on the right side of.
Mm-hmm.
Hi everyone, I'm Ben, or Old Mad Ben on the internet, or for kind of regular viewers of transmissions, Producer Ben, but usually not visibly. I'll be playing Jareth Bow, who is a Solarian infiltrator.
Mm-hmm.
Hi everyone, my name is Satan or Alyssa Vamp Art on the internet, and I will be playing as Nasana or Nasi Danava, our Asari Adept and Planet Scanner.
Yes. Wonderful. So, this is our crew, and this is our story. In the year 2148, explorers on Mars discovered the remains of an ancient spacefaring civilization. In the decades that followed, these mysterious artifacts revealed startling new technologies, enabling travel to the furthest stars. The basis for this incredible technology was a force that controlled the very fabric of space and time. They called it the greatest discovery in human history. The civilizations of the galaxy call it Mass Effect. Roll credits. It is now 2183, and somewhere in this galaxy, a hero has risen to help save not only humanity, but the whole galaxy from a terrible threat. This story is not about that hero. They are far too busy to be here with us today. Instead, we are following the very heroic missions of the crew of Aftershock. It is a Lacus class frigate that has been rigged up to be a very efficient scavenger vessel. Scavenger. Today, we're going to meet the eclectic crew of this ship. Currently, Aftershock is docked on Omega, with the crew having offloaded some cargo and getting paid recently. If you can call it getting paid. The amount was rather disappointing, and so you were waiting for the next opportunity for a big payout. We are still on the ship currently, and we're going to be meeting the crew. As our camera pans in through a vent and moves through the ship and eventually opens up to the cargo hold, I would like Adrian to please describe who we see in this camera view. Where are you, and what are you doing?
You're
Oh,
muted.
yep.
I muted myself. Oh no.
Oh.
Uh, so Adrian is sitting at one of the workbenches with a crate open full of all kinds of tools and scraps and weapons and grenades and things. And he is lighter in color, so nearly white, and he's got the markings on in like a cyan and black color on his face. They're coming like down the sides of his face. He's wearing his normal armor and his little visor. He is laid down an array of grenades on his workbench, and he's like, "Do I want that one? Do I want that one? No, maybe not that one." So he's going back and forth trying to figure out what he wants to bring because it takes him forever to pick things for any kind of mission.
Of course. Yeah, you have to get it correct. As we look around this cargo hold now, this ship, unlike a lot of other frigates, has a pretty sizable cargo hold. How would you describe this space?
I would describe this space as a lot of like crates. They've got their vehicle in there. They've got their weapons locked up. They've got their lockers in there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some workspaces in there for engineers and things. So it's kind of an eclectic space where they
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of just stuff. They have their side where their stuff scrap they're gonna sell, and then they have their side of stuff that they want to keep or work on or utilize.
Beautiful. As we pull away from this space and follow up through a ladder and along a little corridor space, we're going to be pulling into the rec room next. Crack Sky Jordan, please, can you describe how your character looks in this moment and what the rec room looks like? What is in there?
So the camera pans around to a like a fairly well cleared space. Like this is this is a place that needs to accommodate the needs of multiple people. You know, there's a couple of gaming tables, yeah, a few workstations. There's something that looks a little bit more recreational, as well as a couple benches and as the camera as you know, it's more as you know more of the diegetic sound that comes in. The sound of one, one, two. All right, come on, final stretch. And we pan over to Crack Sky Jordan, dark skinned. He's got uh fairly long dreadlocks, all nice and tied up, very prim, very neat. They're not getting in the way. Uh, and he is currently working a bag, and he is covered in sweat. It is soaking through this shirt, soaking through his workout shirt and his shorts. Uh, and as he keeps working, he starts to glow a little bit with that telltale glow of biotics. All right, final push, and leans in, 2.2.2, and fast as he can, really rapid set of jabs, and finishes with the haymaker. Bat, leans back. Okay, okay, okay. Time, time. How long? Prism. I was recording. How long is this set?
Uh, I mean, an hour. I stopped paying attention about halfway through, I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, did you need me to record? My bad.
No, it's fine, fine. It's fine. Pops is it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure Pops will believe me. Pops will believe me. I think
Oh yeah, he'll be
I've
very,
gained like
very impressed. So impressed.
and like he turns, he looks up at the ceiling. He stares.
Yeah,
Sees
the
he's not.
most proud. So
All right. We're gonna. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
proud.
Thanks, Prism.
Yeah.
Gonna
So this
clean up.
voice that sounded in your ship, it's definitely just a very advanced VI. This is not an experimental AI on your ship. What? No. Couldn't be you. Um and as we see you kind of sweat dripping from your brow. We shan't get into the lyrics of that song. Um, we will pan away from that scene, moving up and then towards the back end of the ship, where we are in the, to be accurate, weapons access chamber, where we will be encountering Jareth. Please, as we focus in on you and the space around you, can you describe what you look like and what this space looks like?
Yeah, so it's a it's a relatively small and cramped space. It's not really designed to be somewhere that anyone spends any time other than sitting and shooting at things. So it's, whoever designed it was absolutely not intending for someone to be spending all their time there. But um, it's absolutely a waste of time to be continually going backwards and forwards to other parts of the ship when all I need to be doing is sitting here and shooting. So I'm going to stay here.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
It's fairly dingy room, lots of kind of control panels on a central console with a battered looking chair that is mounted on the deck in front of it to give the gunner somewhere to sit, but standing over to one side a kind of a makeshift workbench, tinkering with the wiring inside what looks to be a sniper rifle, is a
Mm.
close to 7 foot tall, red skinned, lizard like Solarian who is kind of muttering to himself quietly while tweaking and adjusting who knows what. That no one has ever encountered any issues with his use of his sniper rifle, but he still feels that there needs to be
He
something
knows.
fixed and
Yeah.
improved in there. So that's his current focus.
Excellent. So you look very focused at this moment.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Always absolutely focused.
Yeah. It would be just unheard of to see anything else. So in that quiet focus of the room, and maybe even just like a zoom in on that very nice sniper rifle, we will pull away from there and head more towards the front of the ship. Not necessarily to where the helmsman is, but nearby there is an area with a chair and some screens up in our planet scanning area, because if any of you watching at home have ever played Mass Effect 2, you'll know that the planet scanning is one of the best features of the game. It's so relaxing. We see Nasi, please, can you describe what you look like and also the space around you for us?
Yes, as we zoom into the planet scanning area, we see Nasi, who is an Asari. She has this violet lilac skin tone with cyan tipped head tentacles. They're a little longer, they kind of go past her shoulders. She got little tentacle extensions. Um, and she is suited up. She is in this pink, white, and dark pink spacesuit that's heart themed. She has these kind of cyan freckles over her face, um, and white face markings that have a little bit of a heart theme as well to them. And we just see her sitting on this chair that had this pink fur trimming added to it and little bunny ears
Mm.
all at the top. And we see her gathering the data from the planet scanner um, that she just recently acquired. And you see all around her station, there's been like pink covers added to things and heart shaped things added, like additions, little lights that were circular, they're now heart shaped. And it's been like, as I like to call it, bimbofied.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Yes, you're just sitting there quietly working away, um, gathering your data. Very good. So, there are other members of the ship, quartermasters, there are drive core engineers, there's helmsmen, there's, we'll meet them all in due course. For the time being, one of you has gotten wind, whether right this moment or fairly recently upon arrival in Omega, that there's a pretty decent cache of loot, apparently. One of your contacts down in the market area, who is a human named Xavier, it could be that this is the job that has a decent payout for once, because your last one was not so great. Not your fault, of course. It was quality goods, you know. The sellers were just being a bit of a tightwad. So, to that end, which of you do you think would have a human contact here named Xavier?
I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
Hear me out.
Okay.
Could be an ex-customer of Nasi,
Okay.
but also it'd be funny if she was asking around, okay, are you guys ready to go? And she just forgot to tell them about the job. She's like, yeah, we're going to the market.
Uh-huh.
So let me know what you guys think.
What do we think, everyone? Does that sound good?
Yeah,
sounds
I'm
Yeah.
down for a
Yeah.
market trip.
Yeah, we're just going to
Yeah.
the market. Ooh.
Are you guys ready?
What? Are we going somewhere? I forget. I
We're
forgot, didn't I?
going to the market. We have a job. I told
We
you
do?
guys about this.
Feel like
We're
if you
meeting my
told us about it, we'd know
contact.
about it. But okay, fair enough. It's not entirely out of character. Let's go.
Whatever.
Because, like, I swear that I would have told you.
I wouldn't have forgotten something like this. I know I told you. If you forgot, that's on you.
All right. So,
give me two to get clothes
Yeah, you're like really sweaty.
and shower.
Okay.
mm-hmm.
And I want to add that she's walking in like these 6 to 7 inch like pleaser go-go boots. Those are her safe safest heels.
Yeah. It's all right. They have safety features built
Yeah.
into them, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're suddenly in zero gravity.
Exactly.
They just weigh so much. So people are able to get themselves ready, fix in for being on the station, showering if it's necessary, and you are able to head out. Your ship is already, you know, the whole matching for interior atmosphere. It's all sorted. You're able to head off, and the delights of Omega are ahead of you. Are you gonna let the captain know where you're going?
Captain,
Or
we're
at least,
going out.
yeah. mm-hmm. Yeah. You just get what you get is a lack of answer, which is really, in theory, enough to know that whatever it is that you're doing, he's not too interested in at the moment. Because if he had a problem, he would voice the problem. Okay.
Silent and strong type. Got it.
Yeah, yeah. He's definitely strong. But we'll get to his description later. So, how familiar would you say the four of you are with the delightful and beautiful station of Omega?
This is home. This is home. It's
Yeah.
and uh by the way, quadrant 7. Hell yeah, that's where it's at. Those are the boys. Somebody else can kiss my ass.
Brilliant. Nasi, I believe you have some familiarity with
Yes.
Omega.
For the last few years, Nasi had been working here as a dancer. A go-go dancer to be precise.
I'd like to think that even though it's like the usual nightclub dancing that everyone else is doing in the the nightclub here on Omega, you just chose to do go-go dancing to the music.
Yeah. She's like, fuck it, I like this aesthetic.
Whee!
Whee!
Very good. What about Adrian and Jareth?
Adrian's visited a few times, but he hasn't like lived on Omega or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I've spent a little bit of time here. This was essentially my first port of call after I retired from my service of the Solarian military. This is the place
Mm-hmm.
where you go if you want to get jobs that are slightly less official. And I was
Sure.
apparently too old for official jobs, so
Oh, well,
came
that's
to
just, you know.
for the unofficial ones. So familiar enough with it, certainly around the docking areas, rather than spending a lot of time in the nightclub.
Yeah. And indeed, this was where the four of you became crew members of this delightful ship. Relatively recently, if I am correct. We've only really been a crew with the ship for a short amount of time. Remind me, who of the four of you would consider yourself the most senior of crew members?
It's gotta be like days difference,
Yeah,
really.
Yep.
it's
Because
pretty
we're all
close.
around 6 months in.
It was 6 months, yes.
Yeah.
Which is a, you know, uh, short to be considered senior staff. But they had a sudden need of taking on more crew.
Yeah.
The exact reason why, sometimes it's best just not to ask. Clearly, they just, it was a skill issue. So
They weren't good.
yeah,
Clearly.
get good, everyone. So we step out. We are on this delightful station, which is built into the mined out husk of a metallic asteroid. It was mostly just for mining, built out from there to become residence for a lot of people, and now it's a haven for criminals and terrorists and malcontents, for thousands of years. So it has a bit of a reputation. It's a little bit rough, but it can be good for the kind of business that you're in. It can be a great place for a night out if you don't mind a little bit of excitement. And for a lot of people, this is home. So, are we heading straight to the contact, Nasi?
That depends on everyone else, because Nasi would probably get distracted by other things on the way. So oh my god, I haven't been in that shop. I wonder if they still have my favorite snack. We should go check it out. It was so good.
Oh, you mean like the bonbons or the
The bonbons, obviously.
okay, yeah. I think I'm good for it. Yeah, let's go. Because yeah, Jordan is like that. The enabler, the
Yeah.
enabler friend. Like yeah,
Yay!
Yeah.
that's what we're doing. Yeah, okay, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Someone mentions snacks. I'm in.
I'm in. And then they get bonbons, they get out. It's like they walk a little bit more. Oh my god, I used to know a girl here. I'm gonna go and say hi real quick. We see her
Okay,
go
okay.
in. They have like a 10-15 minute talk that's definitely way too long. She comes out again. Where were we going?
I believe you said
Something
that
about a
we have
job?
a job that we need to
Oh,
discuss.
right, the market. Right, this way. Then she leads them to the market.
Sure. I imagine.
This is fun. So this always happens. This is fun.
Yeah. Some more used to it than others, I'm sure. Some of you maybe are getting a little like, we need to get going. Eventually, though, Nasi, you can lead them to a certain area of the market that smells like a mixture between some kind of sweat, motor oil, and perhaps a slight tang of blood. Hard to tell, but there's things that we don't question about the marketplace in Omega. Eventually, Nasi, you can see that sat behind the desk of a counter where there is two people who are selling like little bits of ship parts and various bits of salvage, which occasionally you guys have sold to. You can see a human back there who is a little gruff looking. It's been a bit of a tough paper round. Dark hair that's graying, and a few scars on the face, including one that looks like very much that sort of like the patterned electrical burn from rough fighting in this life here on Omega. Wearing basic overalls is Xavier, who, when you approach, you're so colorful compared to everything else that's down here, will immediately catch his eye. Hey, Nasi.
Xavier, hi. Oh my goddess, it's been so long.
It sure. Like, well, it's like a month. I don't know if that's
That's
long,
long
but
for
hey,
me.
oh, okay. You live hundreds of. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna. Hi. You Nasi's crew, yeah.
We are
Yeah.
part of the same
Yeah.
crew as Nasi, certainly.
Ah, cool. Yeah, cool. Wow,
Yeah, we
that's a
work together.
yeah tight crowd. Love that. Okay, well, you hear about the job I
The
messaged you
catch, the
about?
job, yeah.
Oh yeah. We should go and speak with. I don't want don't want other ears to hear it.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Yeah. You look discreet.
Oh, very. Definitely.
Hmm.
Somebody going around saying we got loose lips.
No, would never, but yeah, sometimes the tip offs I give to people, I'm giving you like exclusive access to information that if everybody heard about it, they'd all want to do it.
Oh, I can promise you that we're good for it, Xavier.
Okay. You see, like, I don't think she picks up on it, but the other three of you, if you were good at reading facial expressions, will see he's hitting the X button to doubt in that situation. You just like, yeah, I trust you, Nasi. Sure. Yeah. Come this way. Come this way, and he'll lead you to a small little storage space. Is that what this space used to be used for? Is it what should be used for? No, but it's fine. They got access to the door, and now they are using it. So he will lead you in and close the door behind you. Are you all gonna go in willingly and freely?
Nasi, it's like, yeah, we're gonna go in.
That's not a disconcerting question at all. But yes, let's go
Listen.
in freely.
You know,
This is
sometimes
I trust him.
I have to leave room for people who are going to be overcautious.
sometimes Asi gets into trouble and I punch us out. It's fine. This is normal. This happens.
But I trust him. We've worked on jobs together before, and he's never, been mean or bad. He's been
Therefore,
Listen,
really
everyone is
nice.
very safe.
maybe he's
Yeah.
10,000 credits in the hole. And he doesn't know any better
Mm-hmm.
yet.
But yeah, Nasi walks in. Like,
Yeah.
she's like, friend's house.
Does she do
Aussie's
like
walking
the
in, so is
bimbo walk?
Adrian.
Oh, she 100% does the bimbo walk.
Just
The hands up, the little
Yeah.
sway hips, and,
Yeah.
and jiggling boobs.
Yeah, the boobs bouncing boobily. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
bouncing boobs. She has a little heart cut out boob window for the
Mm-hmm.
viewers.
Yeah.
There'll be art, don't worry.
So, yeah, he'll lead you all in and close the door and kind of look around a bit just to be sure that you're not being listened in on. All right, everyone. I got wind of a place. There were people who were on this astral body, if we'll call it that, for other reasons. They noticed there was a place that looked a bit like a lab kind of setup, research lab. Um, very abandoned. Section of it looked like there'd just been, you know, dust blowing in and building up and almost half covering it. But there was a door, there was a way in there. And I reckon there's probably a decent amount of salvage to be had in there for those smart enough to know what is valuable salvage. Now, I gotta know that you're a good friend, that you want it before I give you these details, because here's the thing, like I say, exclusive rights to this kind of thing is important. I could just be telling anyone about it, but my good friend Nasi here, I wanted to give you first refusal.
split.
Yeah, we down? We cool?
Yeah,
You interested?
What's the
definitely.
split?
Well, whatever you find there is yours to find. All I'm asking for is credits for the information I am giving you, because this place, these science labs that people leave behind, oof, there's some good stuff there. You'll make a killing. You'll make more than you'd be paying me for the rights to this information.
Well, you'd have to talk to Jared. I'm not allowed to touch the team funds. So.
Okay. Well, like I say, it's gonna be a pretty big payout, and it's far enough out of Citadel space that you're not gonna have to worry about authorities breathing down your neck.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So you seem to be beating around the proverbial bush. What sort of
Yes.
what sort of money are you talking for this, and what assurances can you give us that you haven't
Just
already sold this to somebody else?
mm, my reputation that I have built here with your dear crewmate, Nasi. I can guarantee that when you go in, there's not going to be anybody else there. Now that is just you taking me at my word, but I can promise you this one I've been sitting on until she knows. If you guys are not interested, that is totally fine. I will respect that. I can then pass this on to somebody else. And it's 500 creds for the information, which is steep. I understand, but this place is going to be worth way more than that.
I mean, I trust him. Whenever we work a job, he gives me exactly my cut. He doesn't try to scam me or take my money, which people have tried, unfortunately for them. And he's
If
always been nice.
I saw someone trying to scam you that one time, yeah, and I broke his
Mhm.
jaw. So
Yeah,
Fair enough. If Nazi will vouch for you, then we'll
hmm
take it. We need a we need a good, easy, well-paying job. So
cool,
yes.
cool, cool, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What about
And
you, Adrian?
I'll. Oh yeah, sorry. Strong silent one in the background. Hey there,
Yeah.
fella. You okay with this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Adrian?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, Nasi, what kind of crew is it you're traveling
Really interesting and fun ones.
with? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I don't know. Is like the strong, like the stony face thing, just like trying to
Yeah.
intimidate me, or?
That's
No,
just my
he's
face.
oh, that's
Oh.
just his
Got
face.
got a problem with
Sorry.
it?
No, 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 not at all. Not at all. I'm just making sure that I'm not endangered, or
Oh,
I'm
no,
being
Xavier,
threatened,
I
or
would never put
yeah,
you
it
in
is.
danger. I promise. I trust them, just like I trust you.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we're just, we're what's the word? Uh, eclectic group.
That's a good word. Good word for it.
Yeah,
Eclectic. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like eclectic. Eclectic is good.
exactly.
All right. Tell you what. I will give you also an assurance, and this is purely just down to the trust and good relationship I have with Nazi here.
hmm
Uh, if you go there and you find there actually isn't anything overly interesting or it wasn't overly valuable, I'll give you half that money back.
That sounds
Sounds
like a
fair.
good deal to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay. I can
So
I can hand over 500 credits.
brilliant. Thank you so much. So you kind of did a little bloop bloop on your Omni tool. He will see that the credits have gone into his account. So you're heading to the outer reaches of the Attican Traverse, going to the Hades Gamma cluster, heading into the Hopla system, the Makhaira planet. It's got a moon named Copus. Your station's on the moon. You got all
Stations
that?
on the moon.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
looks at Jareth and is like, "Yeah, he got all that."
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got the system and the moon. Can figure out the bits in between. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, like I say, I hope you find something interesting there.
I'll let you know if it was like worth it.
Sure. Yeah. 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 Just send me. We can email. You let me know.
Yeah,
Send me some pictures or something. It'd be nice to see what it looks like.
yeah. And if you do end up scamming us, I know where you live.
Yeah, you do.
Uh,
All
anyway,
right. Well, happy loot hunting, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm,
Bye.
mhm. Bye,
It's a little
everyone.
finger wave.
Yeah. Toodaloo. Okay.
It's like on the way out.
Yeah. All right. You know, we scavengers, we gotta work together.
Jordan, stop. Thank you. I'm so sorry about them.
Oh, that's okay. No, listen. I'd be more concerned for your safety if they weren't watching out for you and
Mm-hmm.
making sure that you guys were gonna be safe. You know.
Of course. Well, we'll see you later. Bye.
All right. Bye. Bye. You kind of like just watch you all leave. So, you do have a potential location, a spot, a place for not only a decent amount of loot, but if it's a research lab, maybe like high end equipment. I'm sure that would go for a pretty penny. I mean, I
See, I
guess it
told you
depends what they're
guys.
researching. You know, there was that one
Yeah.
time that you went on a ship and found a bunch of crates with Varin in them. So,
But we got a little pet out of it, so we got
We
Darren the
did.
Baron.
Darren.
we do. We have Darren the Varin, who is a blue. How would we describe Varin for anybody watching who's not familiar with the system? It's like a reptilian dog. In a
Yeah.
way, with
Basically.
He's
big
blue.
bug eyes.
Yep.
And he's blue.
Iguana
And a
Panther?
little pink bow around his neck.
Yes, yes.
We've
So-
had to every a genuine line item on the budget now is post because he's growing too fast. We keep needing to replace it.
Yeah. The stock of food that you're keeping on has had to shift slightly just to feed your Varin.
I'm sure the
But
cook is so happy with that.
Yeah, well, it's alright because he eats scraps. He's basically, you don't need a bin or a composter anymore.
That's
you just
true.
give it to the Varin.
You could literally give him bones and he'll crunch them happily.
Yeah. So,
With those teethies.
yeah. So, now that you have this task, feel free to discuss that as the group of 4 of you before you perhaps take this back to
Yeah.
your crew and then decide to maybe get yourselves ready
Yeah.
to head out to the further reaches of that side of space. You're looking at maybe like a month or 2 to get there, and the same back again. So making sure that you're stocked up is going to be
Yeah.
important.
Did you guys want to go get smoothies? I know a great smoothie place.
Sure.
If,
Yeah. While we're there, yeah. You ever heard of this place? Seems like research. Yeah, like that's the kind of thing. Like people are supposed to like track those. It's got to be on somebody's list, right? So kind of bureaucracy. You don't just
Maybe.
lose track.
lots of planets, lots of moons, lots of labs. People abandon them. Sometimes people don't abandon them. They just get killed at them, and
Yeah.
they just the government just gloss over the whole existence of the lab and never go back.
I wonder if that happened here. Like they all just died there.
Sounds
There
like
must be
there's-
like a bunch of corpses.
Maybe. Sounds like there's a hole in the side, at least. So that does suggest that it wasn't entirely. What's the word? Can't figure out the translation of the Solarian word that I need.
Kosher?
Voluntary
Ah,
abandonment.
right. Yeah. So did you guys still want to get smoothies and talk it over there? Like,
It's like a really great boba place.
this is like a great boba place.
You just don't ask what the bubbles are made of.
Just don't ask what the boba is, but they're like super fun and you can pop them in your mouth.
Yeah, and some of it's chewy.
And some of them are chewy. They have different fruit flavors from different planets.
If
Yeah, fruit flavor. Whether fruit went into it or not, you're not sure, but
No,
yeah.
fruit flavor.
Yeah.
see no reason to be
So,
sitting sucking on chewy balls while discussing, but if that's your preference, then Fine.
Advantage for that. That's really funny.
let's look. Run.
Oh, we
Are you doing
could
that on
get something
purpose?
else. Doing what on purpose?
Mhm.
That, never mind.
So you can swing by and get takeout of your
We can get
bubble tea
takeout
or
for the
smoothies.
crew.
Yeah.
We haven't had takeout in a while. And then we can like eat together and also like talk about the job. We do need to stock up. I feel I don't know how far away that is.
We have a shopping. Do we have a list? Do we have a list? I'm gonna let me text our cook. Do we like four of us are out right now? Do we have a list?
Hmm. Do we have list? Who are you sending that to?
Let's see here. That's going out to Phoenix
Uh-huh.
and
Probably Oronus.
probably
Aronas. Yeah, your
yeah.
quartermaster.
Can has
So
list.
can has list, please?
It has this
Um yeah, you'll get a reply from Phoenix, who for the most part is using like 2003 text speech in how he responds to things. Um uh how long for? Question mark.
How? Let's see here. You said uh where did the contact say that the station was?
The moon.
the
Mm. So it'd
the
be
moon.
going to
Wow.
Hades Gamma, and
Yeah.
back.
Hades,
Yeah.
Hades Gamma and back plus time to salvage. Yeah, and I don't know. Let's be generous. Assume we can actually like really load up. So I figure that's what 2.5 weeks. Call it three.
Yeah. That would do.
Yeah.
You're swinging around.
Three
Yeah. hmm
3 weeks. Uh, about a week of that salvage time.
Okay. You get hold please, but it's PLZ as please. Hold please.
Mm.
And then pinging through to your Omni tool is a fairly sizable list. He his cooking and the sort of meals that you get is like he is intensely resourceful to take all kinds of weird random stuff and things that are long life and then turns them into something that feels like it should be Michelin. What I will say, and I know that a lot of you, this is immediately going to paint a picture, it's like Michelin star ramen is kind of the vibe we're getting. So like
Mm-hmm.
it's just ramen, but like something about it is just always like a little exciting or there's funky things going on. Um and yeah, so he gives you a bit of a list. And then there's a little addendum of like I am aware Omega's a bit rough for this. We'll maybe need to pick up something on our way when we're traveling. So um plenty long life things. He has requested a few things that are shorter life because that'll be what you cook towards the beginning. Um, and then there's like a little additive of like find me four things that are fun, not specifying which. He is hoping you will improvise and
Can I
find some
take
fun
care of
things
the
to cook
fun
with.
ones?
I love that you did this. Like the idea of you doing like the bounce when you said that. Can I
Can
do the
I
fun
take care of
thing?
the I'm too into character.
Yeah.
I'm glad this is where the camera cuts me off.
Yeah.
Can I pick out the fun ones?
Yeah,
Sure.
are you thinking of that club on? Are you thinking of that club on six?
Well, there's a little marketplace next to that club on six. Like if you go down the alleyway that's on the right of it, two rights down, there's a little marketplace. You go into this shop, there's a little old like Turian, and she has some of the best ingredients.
Oh yeah. Uh,
Remember I took you there and we got like that really good like ramen?
yeah, yeah. Yeah. That fortune with the right hook. Yeah. I remember that stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, all right. Yeah. We'll head down. We'll head down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. A ping is going to come through, but it is going to go to you, Jareth, from your quartermaster Aronos. Um, and it is like categorized as ammo, and then there's just a list of things that are needed. um, uh, because although they speak in longer, more poetic sense, this is a Hanar that you have as your quartermaster. When sending through things to stock up, that is a suggestion that is made. However, you guys are going to get the opportunity to stock up on all sorts of things. They don't know yet what your job is, so um, the request for what do we need to stock up on for this length of time, you've been given an answer to, but um, maybe making sure your captain knows that there's a job might be important.
Was
Captain,
my
we have
first
a
thought, but
job.
yeah, was my first thought was to let the captain know, but the
Mm-hmm.
the smoothies were prioritised higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess you're
They're
kind
like
of like
really
maybe your
good.
thought is like the efficiency and like the correct order of business aside, the smoothies do taste really good. So you're like walking by
Right?
thinking this is acceptable. But you're able to head back. If not everybody wants to head to the ship, that is fine. Who do you think would go back to the ship to speak to some of the crew?
Well, I can go. Or you want to go?
No, I was going to say probably wouldn't be the one to go,
Okay.
um, just because I've
No,
given a list of ammo.
I'm not letting Nasi go alone. Have you seen the captain? Have you seen the captain pissed off? Me neither.
I can
Uh,
go. He's really nice to
I'll
me.
go. I'll
Mm-hmm.
We can go
go.
together, Adrian.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure you're good with two? I mean, like, I'm gonna be real. Like, captain looks like.
He's
I
always
mean,
so
if
nice
you
to
get if you
me.
get the left, I think I get the right.
What are you talking about?
Like in a fight?
Like in a fight?
Or
Or like
like
I what are we talking about?
Uh, oh, I mean, like, I don't think fluid transfer is like really bad with humans.
But I listen, I can go tell him and Adrian can be there with me in case the captain gets mad, which honestly no one gets mad at me. And then you can go I'll meet you at the little shop then after and then Jareth you can like go buy guns or something.
Don't think we need guns, but certainly.
Or bullets or whatever, ammo. Whatever you buy.
guns, ammo, same thing, right?
Same thing.
um
Boop jiggle. Yeah.
okay. So Adrian and Nasi, the
Mm-hmm.
two of you are heading to the ship. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
Adrian makes sure to ask Jordan for the dextro proteins and lets Jareth know. He's like, I need some more Omni gel. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know the snacks I like.
Oh, lovely. Um, so is there anything that the two of you discuss on the way, or is there going to be some awkward silence? Not that I'm assuming anything, Adrian, here, but
is Nasi arm in arm with him like she normally is, hanging on him while they walk?
Yeah.
He's just
She
like,
like she
don't look at
like
her chest.
she's like yapping away. So like I remember one time, after work I was at this little corner store and I was talking with another Asari and we are like comparing and she's just yapping the whole way about nothing and everything all at once.
He'll just be like nodding his head and making like noise every once in a while, be like, mm-hmm, uh-huh, yeah.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know those noises. Um, eventually, you are able to make it back to your ship. Um, the need for scanning your on your way in is not necessary right now while you're docked in this way. Um, you're able to head in. You know the regular spaces where captain likely hangs
Mm.
out. I think for the time being, he's probably in the sort of like mess area. Um, with your, we call him a cook. He is a mess sergeant, but you know, cook sounds less formal. And he's not a sergeant. This is not a military crew. And you can see your captain, who, like, I would describe him, and I will, but I would like the two of you to describe what your captain looks like for the audience, please.
This is the buffest Turian you've ever fucking seen, bro.
Yeah.
Titties out.
He's ripped. Yeah, full on titties out. Like bull neck. Like
Yeah.
the size of his arms are like bigger
Bigger
than
than my
Nazi's.
head. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
bigger than
He's
Nazi's. Like
if Dave Batista was a Tyrion.
Yeah. And Dave Bautista was a Turian.
Like,
He's thick.
he is
he is
thick.
thick and meaty. He is there in the mess area with your cook, who is a human. Again, please describe that to us.
Not buff like the captain,
No.
but I would say it's God.
Slender athletic build.
Slender
Uh-huh.
build. He's kind of like this
Half shaved head.
edgy type, half shaved head,
Dark
neck
hair,
tattoos,
piercings.
Yeah.
They're both hot in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So dark hair, side shave, looks he's one of these people that just like looks like you know, he's got some edgy backstory to him. Does he actually have an edgy backstory to him? You don't even know. But you know, it's the mystique, it's the atmosphere that he gives off. He is about 5'7" ish, so he's not super duper tall, whereas your captain is like, I mean, Turians are tall anyway, but when you add on the bulk of this guy, it's an intimidating expanse of a man.
Oh yeah.
I
Mhm.
Short King.
Yes.
Nasi sleeping with him.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Strategically, you get the best food. Just saying.
There's a logic to it. Sure, sure, sure. Yeah. So they're kind of chit-chatting away. When you come in, you get the idea that Phoenix, the cook, is kind of aware that there's clearly, because he's been asked like how to stock up for that length of time. So when you come in, he's like, they've probably got a job, so he'll like go back to his business. Whereas Tever Belados, your captain, kind of like turns out and looks at the pair of you with a quirk. It's not really an eyebrow, but you know, just a little
Like a small
lighting
piece of
bits
armor
off above
plate.
his
The
eyes.
plate,
Yeah,
the plate
yeah.
quirk.
Yeah. I take it you both have
Captain.
information for me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We have a job on a moon
That narrows it down.
on an old research facility in
Hades Gamma.
Hades Gamma.
There we go. Okay. Hades Gamma. Okay. Moon. Research facility. Okay. Are we expecting trouble there? That's like
it's
like
an abandoned.
Oh, in the Attican Traverse.
Yeah.
That's not even okay.
Yeah. So we don't have to worry about like, you know, the authorities. But it's an
Sure, there's a lot of
abandoned
other
research.
things to worry about there, though.
I mean, yeah, but like that's one we don't have to worry about.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see the positive.
Sure. I, as a captain, have to have a certain amount of realism when I have an outlook on things. You know, it keeps everybody alive.
It's realistic.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's an abandoned research facility. There's a hole on the side. So
Okay. That should that be concerning?
I don't know, that's your job as a captain, as he just said.
Captain, I could check it out, see what kind of demolition it was, maybe.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah. Thank you, Adrian. If we can see what information we can gather about the area ahead of time, that might be useful. It said research facility. Do we know which civilization it belongs to?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Not yet.
Well, that'll be a fun surprise, I suppose. Hopefully, there's no Varen in this one.
But we got Darren last time.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Nearly lost 2 crew members, though. So it's.
Keyword is nearly.
He gets a far off look as somebody who recently had to hire on a decent chunk of crew, and says no more on that. And it's just like, okay, yeah, you're right. Okay. We're gonna need to be very well stocked.
Gareth and Jordan are on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have to go back out though because I'm in charge of the fun ingredients, Phoenix.
You just see like a head sort of like craning back from one of the areas, like, oh yeah, oh cool. Fun has to be everyone can eat it.
Well,
Yeah?
yeah, obviously.
Okay. Because like
Don't worry,
there's
I'll go
certain
with her.
types of fun that are like poisonous to certain species, so
I know that.
yeah.
Adrian just looks uncomfortable.
Yeah, he makes a little face of like, is he doubting how much you know? Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. Go get some fun
Give a
things
pout.
done. Yeah.
That's why I'm going.
Yeah.
I know that there's food that's poisonous to other people.
No, I know. I more
Jeez.
meant, sometimes we can get a little carried away and excited when it's fun things, and then it just, we just he'll like come over to you and like lean in a little closer and be like, maybe pick up some booze as well, because that's gonna be a decent chunk of travel. So
I can do that.
okay, good. Yeah, we're running a little low on something, so.
So beer. Anything else? I can try and see if I have that drink you like.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. Yeah, and they have like these oils that yeah, if you could maybe pick up some of that fancy oil if they have it, and if we can afford it, that'd be great. That'd be good.
Okay.
Yeah. Omelets are really fun being cooked in that. Gets a little spicy.
I'll pick up the fancy oil.
Cool. Thanks. And he'll like wink at you and then go back to the storeroom. Meanwhile, Jareth and Crack Sky Jordan, what are you two up to?
I headed straight down to the, not necessarily the market, but some of the more official stores that are selling stuff, to see if I can source any of this ammo that we apparently need, with the understanding that I might have to go further down into the slightly dodgier areas of Omega and get it from some of the less reputable places if I can't find it up here.
Sure. Do you want to roll us an investigation roll?
Sure.
Just because, you might find some really interesting things.
28.
You'll find ammo. There's going to be.
I might have specialised in investigation.
Good. Yes, we love that. Yeah, I would say you know where the official stores are that would sell ammo, and how to get like basic, fairly reasonably priced, like the bulk of the main things that you're going to need. You do know of somebody who is not technically speaking somebody who sells at a market. They have what is essentially a little hovel that they live in, but they sell interesting ammo there. And I would say with a 28, what you find when you get there is he has some disruptor ammo and some shredder ammo. Where does he get these things? You don't need to ask.
No.
The only thing you need to know is that he has it and he is willing to sell it.
So working on behalf of the quartermaster, I assume I have the quartermaster's purse for this as well.
Yes, essentially, yeah. You have like there'll be like an electronic code that rather than you having the money like you can spend it on kind of anything, it's like you have the bank account details in
Requisition
a way.
code sort of thing.
Yeah, a requisition code that comes out of your ship's core funds. So yeah, you don't have to pay for it out of your personal money.
Nice.
Would you have paid that original 500 to this guy for the information out of that collective fund?
I just paid it with my own credits because I had enough. Um, Working on the
Okay.
assumption that if I really needed to, I could just claim it back somehow. But
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, yeah,
if the
yeah.
job turns out to be as lucrative as promised, then 500 credits should be relatively easily retrieved.
Agreed. Okay. So you are able to not only stock up on the ammo that was requested, but some extra fun things as well.
Nice.
Jordan, what are you doing?
So we gotta meet up at that old tourist place down in Sector 6.
Uh-huh.
That means from where we are, I've gotta. Well, really, what that means, since I'm headed there, and especially because, like, well, yeah, there was that Vorcha with the right hook. No, I won that, but like, there's no, but like, well, okay, Vorcha don't live that long, but that was only like last year's.
Mm.
There's probably some upset Vorcha down there, and you know what? That is probably why, I was supposed to, not sit me down there early, people think people think she doesn't think about these things, but no, 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 no,
Mm-hmm.
no.
Mm-hmm.
She's thinking ahead, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. D- to
so
be
that
fair,
means I've got.
yeah. Have you ever met a Vorcha that wasn't upset? They just always seem to be pissed about something.
Pop said that like it was kind of a special enlightenment that only they had reached. They understood the truth of the galaxy. You're supposed to be angry.
Taking
It's all
advantage for
bullshit.
that one. That was a tickle. Good job. Well done.
Uh,
Yeah, the Vorcha do have a secret enlightenment. It's because they're voiced by the same thing as male shepherd.
uh, which it's all in all, that means uh, Jordan he goes down to deck 6, and then he starts like very publicly loitering
Uh-huh.
because no what yeah what he is actually here to he's pretty sure he's supposed to be here to do is to get in and resolve a nice big brawl, and then have everything cleaned up by the time it's time for food
People
shopping.
food shopping. Okay, so if you're gonna go in, I would like to think that we have this moment where you kind of arrive, you're looking around, and then the camera looks to your face, narrows in at the eyes, and then we see the back end of a Vorcha. They turn around, it narrows in at their eyes. um, they definitely remember you. Um, Sure. What would you want to roll? It doesn't have to be blow for blow, just a roll for trying to take this Vorcha out.
Oh yeah, and yeah, that's other rule. Like the correct way to fight is the way that wins.
Yes.
And uh, yeah, as Dad kept on saying over and over, you're so you're so soft and scrawny, and one, you've only got like two lungs.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Use the biotics, kid, all the time. Use the biotics. Don't ever stop. So like yeah,
Incredible.
it's just as,
Please.
as soon as they square up, he's glowing
Yeah.
blue, and the biotic punch is immediate.
Oh my god, incredible. Roll for it just to see how good it is. Oh. Ooh.
Yes.
You
Oh,
know,
23.
it's a biotic punch because there's no way a random scrawny little NPC Vorcha is gonna be able to like stay standing after 11 bludgeoning with a biotic punch. Yeah, you clock this guy so hard you think like two generations of his ancestors felt that. Um, Satisfying. But now you're
Well,
clear for shopping. So there's like a moment of tension when it happens where everyone's like, ah, and seeing the biotics getting used, and everyone kind of like pauses what they're doing and looks over in case there's going to be like more scary things happening or violence erupting suddenly on the street, which, you know, it's Omega. It happens often. And when it seems like that's that, the other Vorcher who are standing there like, you know what, the beef wasn't with me, I'm just gonna go over here. They all just leave you alone.
Mission accomplished. This is this is why I'm the bestie. And
I I would like from each of you to give me two things that were on the list for food, whether it's ingredients or things for a particular dish, even if it's just like the whole dish that you're thinking of. Two things that are being picked up here for our food shopping.
Blastos,
Yeah, okay, yep.
because
Standard.
everyone wants ridiculously overly sugary cereal as their snacks.
Yeah, and like sometimes they get toys in them. There's probably a section in your little mess hall that's just like all the little
Just
things from the
little Blasto
Blastos
toys.
boxes. Yeah, yeah.
Sushi.
Sushi. Okay, yeah.
Because they keep mentioning the sushi restaurant in that one game.
They do. They're really obsessed with sushi in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, so sushi.
Okay.
Get some fresh fish.
Some of the ground up proteins
Okay.
and some digestive stones.
Yeah. Digestive stones and protein powders of various types that people can consume.
I'm sure the fucking ship is full of protein powders with the buff captain and Crack Sky and Adrian and the co-pilot.
Well,
let's
also
listen,
it's
let's
you know, it's a long haul ship. When you're out in space, a lot of things have to be like, you know, long life. So having meat, like fresh meat, is a little tricky. Mm, just protein slop for your breakfast.
And GX5, because that's the sort of thing that Jareth eats, which is just generic canned food product.
Like military rations.
So yeah, it's just like just like a meal in itself. You just have one tin.
It's
of
like
this thing.
Solarian
It's like,
spam.
yeah, basically. It's also the favourite food of space hamsters.
Oh, incredible. I love that. Okay.
MS, MSG. MSG.
MSG. Yeah.
Gee.
Phoenix definitely cooks with that MSG. Hell yeah.
Gives that good.
I think like when he's picking up fresh things, my contribution, he's absolutely the kind of guy that does that. You know, it's a bit of a thing right now. The whole like an entire cucumber with various sorts of flavored things in there that you shake it up and you just eat them with chopsticks. Like I don't know if you've seen those videos or not.
Yeah.
But he likes people to pick up ingredients for that. And he'll have a couple versions for the different dietary requirements.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. I think his specialty when he has the opportunity to get fresh ingredients is he likes to make a good shakshuka for the morning.
Shakshuka.
Loves
What
a
is that?
shakshuka. It's like eggs cooked in a tomato-based kind of sauce. It's a type of breakfast. Is it Turkish shakshuka? I want to say it's Turkish, or is it Georgian? Is it Georgian?
Shakshuka.
I love shakshuka. Where are you from? North African, Middle Eastern. So like, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's good though. It's flavorful. It's an
I trust
exciting
ya.
breakfast. Mm-hmm.
It's a pain in the ass to make though, so it's awesome when
He
someone
doesn't-
else makes it for you.
Yeah. He's
Well,
got you guys
definitely
covered. Mhm.
get the beer and that drink that he likes.
Okay.
Nasi doesn't know the name, just the drink that he likes.
Okay.
She knows what it
Uh-huh.
looks like.
Uh-huh.
Um, and the
Maybe a
fun,
rice wine.
yeah,
Mhm.
rice wine. Um,
Or
and the
soju. Oh yeah. Soju and beer.
soju,
He does the
soju
he
and
likes the soju and
beer.
beer. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
he
yeah,
does the
yeah,
soju and
yeah.
beer.
Yeah. Okay.
And the fun ingredients, which will make sure it's something
Yeah.
everyone can eat. It's not that I'm not that stupid.
Yeah. Conveniently,
And yeah.
I asked for four fun ingredients, and there are four of you. Each of you, tell me what
Yeah.
what fun ingredient gets picked up, and what are we classifying as fun? For
So
example, sometimes you can make candy using gunpowder. Carry on. Sorry.
just trying to look through my list.
Yeah.
The Amanita mushrooms,
Uh huh.
which they are they're only grown on one planet, but they are kind of they're quite prolific, so they spread throughout the galaxy in terms of their
Mm.
availability. They're mildly psychoactive,
Okay.
um, but they
Okay.
also enhance the pain-reducing capabilities of Medigel, so they're quite popular. But
Oh.
Where are you getting this information?
I've I have a list of interesting things that I've got written down here. Um, yeah, so
Mass
slightly
Effect fans,
slightly dodgy,
baby.
slightly
Yeah.
dodgy psychoactive mushrooms, but actually very tasty and potentially medicinal properties.
Yeah.
But
Beneficial. Mushrooms are medicinal. Um. Unfortunately, I'm allergic to them, so I would never even be able to do the fun type of mushrooms because I have an allergic reaction to
That's
them.
not fun.
it's not
No,
not fun
that's
at
not
all.
fun. So we get funky mushrooms. Excellent, good contribution. You could take an advantage for that one. You can just make
Hmm.
shit up as well. It doesn't have to be real things.
I'm gonna say that Nasi picks a fruit that
Okay.
is this egg-shaped fruit that has like a little much like the banana, like a stem on the top, but
Uh
once you
huh.
break the stem, the outside of it kind of peels off rather easily,
Uh huh.
and inside is this almost jellied egg shape.
Mm-hmm.
But if you break it open, it's a little bit more liquidy.
Okay.
So
What do we think that
it's like
tastes like?
I would say like maybe tart, a
Okay.
little tart. Yeah.
Yeah. I like, because it's you, I would like to think that what it actually tastes like, now whether Nasi knows this or not, it's dark chocolate and raspberry.
Ah,
But like,
yes.
but
You know me so well.
how many of these characters know that taste? I don't know, but it's a very
I don't
you
know.
taste in my mind.
It
So,
is. Thank
okay,
you.
there's an egg-shaped fruit. Delicious.
Yeah.
Take an advantage for that.
Thanks. Ah, thanks.
Hmm. I'm gonna say that fun ingredient that Adrian finds is like a dextroprotein based powder that also acts like more of a gelatin, so that
Okay.
you could make substance and structure with it. Like he could do like those ube flavors, like the little cubes and stuff that you could put on
Yeah.
things. So make all kinds of like fun desserts with them that would be like a little party in your mouth.
Incredible. He does enjoy parties in the mouth, so I'm sure that's a fun challenge.
I'm gonna say
You can
I'm gonna
take an
say
advantage for that one. Mm-hmm.
LSE. It's this is the space future, and
Uh-huh.
people didn't give up on their psychedelics even when laws advanced to try and put them out.
Mm-hmm.
Pharmaceuticals advanced too, so people tried, people worked, people developed. They spun proteins around.
Uh-huh.
Tried some near misses, and eventually this one lab came up with LSD. It's supposed to have all supposed to have all the same effects, but the way things turned out, it's actually for dextro like for dex like a for dextro
Mm-hmm.
sentience. It tastes it's incredibly sweet, like
Okay.
sweeter than most like drinks for. And then for Aslevos, it is extremely sour.
Okay.
And so like yeah, from like the cooking perspective, this is like this like ultimate like you can create one thing that is genuinely multiple dishes.
Okay.
I love how Malu said pick a fun ingredient and you went drugs.
I'll do them. We've got
Listen,
mushrooms as well. We've got two
Well, we've
lots
got
of drugs
mushrooms too,
here.
yeah.
listen,
Yeah, but at
listen.
least
You said
mushrooms
Yeah.
are also a food.
Yeah.
listen. Yeah, you said we were going. You said like yeah, you said the shop
I said
over by Club
ingredient. Yeah.
Six,
Yeah.
and
No,
like
I
we know
know. I
like
love it. I'm not.
we know what
I am not
we
upset.
we know what goes on in Club Six.
Yeah. I think he's definitely going to combining three of those ingredients. You could take an advantage for that, by the way. Combining three of those ingredients to make a very interesting gelatin based dessert. So it's gonna look like a cake. I'm just thinking this one particular video that I shared recently. That's like this, like a baker. I think she's in Korea who does like these beautiful cakes with like just the soft, gentle music, and you just like get to relax while you're watching it. And it had like these little cubes of like peach colored jelly on the top that had been like, diffused from like peach. It looked delicious. So he's gonna make something that looks absolutely beautiful. It's gonna taste banging. Some of you are gonna taste sweet, some of you are gonna taste sour, and then you're all gonna taste the fucking rainbow when the drugs kick in. Um, he'll make sure that he does not give that to absolutely everybody all at the same time. It is are you the crew that is off schedule or are you on schedule? Because if you're off schedule, then you get the dessert. Just so that the ship can be flown properly and
Yeah.
safely. Okay. Very good. Love that.
That's what happened to the last night crew.
Yeah,
Learn from
there's
our mistakes.
the second lot get a bit of a heads up about what the heck is about to come. Yeah. Um okay. So we have stocked up. Prior to you disembarking and heading off into space, is there anything that you would like to do in Omega prior to heading into space? This could be, let's just have one last night where the crew can like all completely go and have a drink together. It could be I'm gonna do, the options are endless, really. Or it could just be, you know what? Let's just get back out there. We're done with Omega. What does downtime look for you all?
For me, it's pretty much just the same as work time, basically. Just messing around and tinkering with things and generally improving stuff. But if people are going out and about in Omega, I would go with. I don't think I would specifically choose to do so, but
Hmm.
I'm the sober one who is always there with a gun
He's a
just in
designated
case.
driver.
Basically.
Who can still shoot straight?
Yeah.
Very good.
Nasi for sure suggests that they should go out clubbing.
Mm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if we're like yeah, if it's like before a job clubbing, like yeah, not like for like Nasi always goes extra hard on those nights, and that means definitely got to come with because like when Nasi's going hard, things happen. Things happen.
I'm just here
I gotta
having
be
a good time.
I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl.
Uh-huh.
yeah okay yeah
Mm-hmm.
out there clubbing with Nazi.
Yeah.
Why did I say Nazi? Out there clubbing with
Not.
Nazi.
That's not what she is.
Out there clubbing with Nazi.
Nasi.
Uh-huh.
Eventually
Nasana.
like
Yeah.
eventually we wind up well okay eventually I wind up in the back alley beating somebody or
Okay.
being beaten up and being beaten up.
A little
It's
bit
A
of
lot of
mutual
beating
beating.
happening. Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of beatings happening.
yeah
Mutual
a
beating.
lot of beatings happen sooner or later we wake up on the ship. Yes.
On our ship.
Oh shit.
Adrian, do you go clubbing? or do you stay on the ship?
I think at first he might have been like hesitant to go, but he can't say no to Nasi. So if she was in his room, like, we have to go,
You
he'll be
should
like,
definitely have to go.
okay.
You're gonna love this
Yeah.
place. I used
a
to work
few,
there.
a few of your crewmates are going to be coming clubbing. Your drive core engineer definitely will. You just call her Susie, but she's Susie for Vast Aftershock. I love that the ship's called Aftershock because it makes Quarian names go really fucking hard when they're
Yeah.
crewing your ship. I think your fellow drive core engineer, there's two of them, Isabel is also going to come at clubbing. She's human, but she's just as colorful. They're two very colorful. They're both red, pink, purple kind of coated. You know, the two of them. They're very complementary with one another. But
God, all two of them with Nasi going out, it's like a fucking bright ass.
it's a colorful crew. You know, what can I say? Yeah, I think Phoenix would probably go. As would there's a co-pilot, Nova, who's an Asari that would probably go as well. Nova is like a complete foil to Nasi because where you are bubbly, light, oh my gosh, like very that Nova has it could be described as surly, but you know, she's just a bit butch, I guess, is the best way to describe that, because it's not a bad thing, and it's not that she's grumpy or rude, but she's just got real I play soccer energy about her, I guess, is the best way to describe it. I don't know.
What if you were my foil and we kissed on the ship?
Listen, what Asari do in their free time is up to them. So they'll definitely come onto the ship. There are a few other crew that I guess, kind of like Darth, prefer to just be tinkering away at things. Their idea of having fun and downtime is not very loud, very crowded nightclubs for a lot of them. Your cargo engineer, who works quite closely with Adrian a lot of the time, Avrish Coel, is a Drell, and they're you've tried to bring them out to nightclubs before, and they'll have drinks and tell you that they enjoyed themselves while they were there, but you can just tell on a person's face where they're overstimulated. And he definitely gets very overstimulated at clubs like this place. So
I thought he'd feel better if he got in a fight, man.
I mean, maybe
Not.
if you got Avarish in a fight, he'd maybe have more fun there than just with the loud noises and lots of people dancing. Maybe you just need to teach him how to have a good time, you know. That's all I'm saying. Your quartermaster, you've taken your quartermaster out before, and Oronos often will find people to start essentially proselytizing to, and having these deep and meaningful conversations. Sometimes it works. Sometimes people listen with rapt attention and seem to really enjoy the company of this Hannah. Other times people are like, I'm just trying to have a drink, you are harshing my buzz. And that has
Stop
perhaps happened
proselytizing,
more,
you're scaring
more
the
than
hoes.
So depending on where you are will determine whether you're going to take Oronos out, and be not one of them. And your helmsman, Jael Reka, who is a fellow Solarian, more blue in coloration. Day before disembarking and being very much in charge of the ship, will not go drinking. Occasionally, I think maybe has come out for drinks with you and has his own type of fun. Again, tends to get into conversation and kind of weirds people out a little bit with his speech patterns at times. But not day before leaving, so you know he wasn't likely to join you anyway. So you have a little bit of a crew, those who are heading into Afterlife. I would like to know, how turnt are you getting? The three who are going.
Nasi's getting turned. He's having a great time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Jordan, are you partaking?
We're absolutely getting lit enough. We're getting lit enough to start a brawl.
Mm-hmm.
But like, and then lit enough that it gets weird.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
well, I think the real question is like, do we get so lit that we don't remember
Well,
after that part?
we'll find that out in a moment. Adrian, how lit are you getting?
I think he's gonna play it cool and not, so that there's at least someone who can drag their asses out.
You like
Or
get
go
a
for a-
drink and then just sip and nurse it all that so that you
Yeah,
look
yeah,
you
yeah.
have the drink in your hand. You're just not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
it's not
just
gonna be
not.
more than that one.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
keeping it cool. He's probably the one that carries Jordan's ass back to the ship.
So,
Oh, please.
Jordan and Nasana, can we please get Constitution saving throws from the pair of you? Let's see how lit you're actually getting. Does the alcohol poisoning kick in?
Fuck.
I have a +0, so I'm just gonna roll a d20 on the.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
We both got 15.
15. Besties.
Respectable.
Same.
Yeah, I would say that you're drunk. Not so much that you don't remember. Parts are gonna be hazy, but it's just like those little highlights that you remember, but there's definitely like chunks where you're like have disappeared off into the ether. Those brain cells died.
They're gone.
But you have lots of wonderful memories, including having that fight. And you felt really great about it. I would say that when you wake after this, you're gonna have bruises in a few places and suddenly feel not so great. It's all right, we've got Menagel for that. Any consequences for your actions, but you can use science. Yeah, psychotic mushrooms. That'll yeah. He'll cook some into the shakshuka in the morning.
And it looks like somebody very crudely carved like uh like a com code in my bicep.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah.
Code.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. Beautiful. So some of us are feeling a little rough when it comes to the next morning. Some are feeling totally fine. It does come time, you guys are having your breakfast, but the helmsman is already on it. Your ship is already releasing from the clamps and slowly pulling away from Omega while you are having breakfast. As the ship is pulling back, the final thing for the first half of our first session of Descent into Hades, I would like each of you to describe parts of this ship. So one person can start and then we can just build on it. I want to know, what does the ship Aftershock look like? So whoever wants to start us off can start off, and everyone else, we can just build on that and describe. If it helps put anything into context, the last ship I had for a Mass Effect game had chroma flare paint job on the outside, so all things are possible.
It was great.
Yeah, I also like I don't know if any of you guys watched The Expanse, but the Rocinante having like the little like hula girl kind of space girl thing. Like I love that kind of thing. So whatever detail you want to add.
I think that there is a part of the ship towards the back that's just covered in hundreds of bumper stickers.
Yeah, everywhere you've been, you get like a bumper
everywhere
sticker
we've been,
for the
we get a
ports
bumper
that you've
sticker.
been. Yeah, okay, yeah.
To the point where like that part is sometimes dented and scratched a little bit, but we don't replace it. We just fix it because it has all the bumper stickers.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
It costs us a fortune to get someone to keep going up a ladder and sticking bumper stickers on. Because you just can't reach that section of the ship from the ground.
Yeah.
No, you don't know how they got it there.
Some sort of engineer has to go up and stick a sticker on there every time we go.
It actually is a serious engineering challenge. Like there is like a manual specifically and purely for getting more bumper stickers on.
Yeah. That's why we stack them up and then we put them together like en masse.
Yeah, I feel like you're gonna have to send Avrish to do that. He's your cargo engineer, so you just kind of send him, like, he's a Drell, he knows what he's doing, and just send him up to
these giant stickers. Here you go.
Yeah.
Like he can actually
6 foot
remember.
long bumper sticker.
Beautiful.
Let's see here. So yeah, we've got like bumpers. We've got of course our like bumper stickers, and then
Yeah.
that trails off to I think uh we've got like a section that is like just like emblazoned with like I think like the new like the current act like an acronym of like all the crewmate like all the crew members' initials
Okay.
are like back to back. So
Some of them are
yeah, let's see
crossed
here.
off.
Yeah, yeah, it has
Yeah,
to
yeah.
keep changing, but it's okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. And like that's I mean, it is the obviously newest seeming because like it has to keep getting repainted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they like all like almost like every third time we're in at port, it has to be repainted because we have either lost and or gained somebody.
Yeah.
But we try and when we lose a crew member, we try and replace them with someone who's got the same initials, just to save.
Yeah. Just to save time and paint.
It's like part
What's
of
your
your
name again? It starts
yeah.
with
It's
a
like
what?
Is there wiggle
like
room to
yes.
change that or
Like
Any
yeah,
names or
yeah, so of course, I've been educated on but does it start with C?
mm-hmm.
Are your initials CA by any chance?
Okay. Very good. Anything else? Do we have a color? The rough shape? What are we talking here?
No one let Nasi pick the color because she was just gonna paint it pink.
well, I was going to say it's
Touche.
not it's very much not a kind of sleek modern ship. It's
Yeah.
kind of lumpy and just
Yeah, she's rough.
kind of a workhorse of a ship, but it's got a painted
Got
down both
personality.
sides like a lurid purple lightning bolt down each side to represent that it's aftershock as like a go
Aftershock,
faster
yeah.
stripe
Yeah.
down the side of this absolutely not in any
Yeah,
way
yeah, yeah,
fast.
yeah, 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 yeah.
The lightning shock makes it go faster.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
And I'd say there's a mirrored coating on all of like the windows so that it reflects back like space and light and everything.
Okay. Beautiful. She's gorgeous. She is beauty. She is grace. He's
And
gonna shoot you in the
Nazi
face.
did in fact like paint the nose pink. It took
Yeah, there's a little heart on the nose of it.
Very nice. What? She's beautiful. She's Aftershock, and she is off and carrying you all into
Space.
space. That is the first half of this first episode of our Mass Effect special here at the Transmissions Descent into Hades. Join us back here in 10 minutes, where we will be getting to know all of the crew and the little quirks, personality, and relationships that they have with each other. Join us then. Bye bye. Everybody, welcome back to the second half of the Transmissions Mass Effect special Descent into Hades. I am the storyteller, Emma Hammer on the internet, and I'm leading this fine crew of the ship Aftershock, who have got a mission to go and check out our research base and hopefully get some good loot. We are a scavenger vessel. I forgot that I made myself a little background that included, like, the ship and Darren the Varan down in the corner there. Bless his heart. Who I'm sure we will get to meet in this second half. We are, as a crew, off into the great expanse of space. A comforting thing for many of you. And some probably were a little hungover at first, but again, that is what Metagel is good for, and you're gonna get a decent breakfast in the morning as well. Indeed, getting in the ingredients for it, I think, given the need to use fresh stuff first, you are getting a delightful big plate of shakshuka to eat. It's nice. It's flavorful. There's always two versions of any kind of dish. He tries his best to make one that is Dexter's base for those who need it. It's okay. It's fairly decent. I would say it's flavorful for food that's cooked by a human that is not human food. So it tastes pretty decent. As you're kind of sitting around eating your meals, some people are obviously at work. Your helmsman is there, and you've got your co-pilot is probably eating some breakfast before heading out to help, and one of your drive core engineers will be at work while the other one breaks. Usually those sorts of jobs come as pairs so that people can rest. As you're sitting having your breakfast with each other, what kind of breakfast time banter do you think any of you guys tend to get involved in, if any? How do you see in your mornings? Is there a routine for you as a character? It can even just
Yeah.
be, you know what, I grab food and then I just go and work out in the morning and don't want to speak to people because it's too early.
I I think Nasi tends to get up or be around a little late because she takes her time waking up. She makes sure she's ready. She looks good, and she goes and then I think she goes and tries and say hi to everyone on the ship first before she sits down. It's like, hi, good morning. Hi, good morning. Hi, good morning. So whoever she passes just says, hi, good morning. She doesn't know if it's morning really, but it's when she woke up, so it's the morning.
Yep.
Um, and she would just make her way to the mess hall,
Mm-hmm.
and sit down and wait for her food to get to her.
Mm-hmm. Yours will
Hmm.
get brought to you. Most
Yeah,
people kind of go up and can
yeah.
serve themselves, but
Yeah.
I'd like to
She
think
likes the
that it's
kiss on the
you.
cheek.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think you think genuinely everybody gets their food brought to them because most people are
yeah,
already there and eating when you arrive there,
yeah,
not knowing that people serve themselves, but
yeah.
yours
She
gets
doesn't
brought to
know.
you. Yeah,
Yeah. She generally thinks this is just part of the ship.
yeah,
Because she's not that type. She's like, oh, you need to bring me my food. She's not like mean
yeah,
Bimbo. She's a very
yeah.
sweet
She,
Bimbo.
she just thinks that's the
Yeah.
this is the way. This is.
This isn't how you live. Also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll have yours brought to you. What do you think is your choice of drink in the morning?
Um. She probably starts the morning with like tea to
Mm.
help kind of like her vocal cords, help her zen in the morning.
Uh
You
huh.
know,
Uh huh.
it's good for skin de-inflammation.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
Love that.
just tea with her breakfast. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What about
Jareth,
Jordan?
I
Oh,
was going to
Jareth.
say
No, go
Jareth
for it.
is
Mhm.
there. He's always there early. He's usually the first one there because
Mhm.
don't want to waste time faffing about with breakfast. Need to get
No.
busy. Got stuff to do. He when he first joined the crew had a habit of um, essentially criticizing the nutritional value of the food that other people were choosing
Uh huh.
in a very but not that's not an efficient breakfast to be having. There's no nutritional value in that. Why would you waste your time doing that? And he has water with nutrient paste in it and some whatever absolutely plain but highly nutritious and full of energy food that he can
Yeah.
have in the morning, but has absolutely no interest in
Flavor.
the fact that it tastes nice or that it's a
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
texture
Yeah.
to normal or anything. It's just
That
whatever is
doesn't
the most
matter.
efficient.
Yeah.
So as
I,
a result, most of the other crew wait and get up a little bit later so that he's not there when they go, which means that it's absolutely quiet. He goes in there, he gets his breakfast, and he
yeah.
goes back to work. And then
Yeah.
everyone else is like, right, it's clear, let's go. And
I
they all go in
imagine
and get their
everyone.
breakfast to
Yeah.
avoid him.
They had to sit for a while and listening to you discussing just how inefficient and
Yeah,
pointless bread
yeah.
is. Like, there really isn't actually anything decently nutritious
But
about this bread that humans are obsessed with. Like, why are you eating it?
why do you still eat all these things? You have the technology to provide yourself with exactly the
Yeah.
nutrients you need in the form of a
Yeah.
pill. Why are you
Yeah.
messing around eating this pointless stuff that your human physiology can't even properly digest?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, it
and
tastes
that's
good.
his morning.
Your
his
bodies
morning
are so
discussion.
inefficient.
Yeah.
Known among crew as the day the sandwich died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The day the sandwich died. That's great. Taking advantage of that one. That's funny. Um, giggle. Okay. So, Adrian and Jordan, what does a morning look like to you, and what are you having for breakfast?
So,
Adrian would come in, and he's got like some of his kit with him, like some of his toolkit with him, because
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna sit down, he's gonna grab his protein shake.
Yeah.
You know, he's gonna sit down, kind of like one leg under him, kind of like chillaxing, sucking on his shake and adjusting his weapons holsters, because he likes to carry more weapons and things like than the average person. He looks like fucking an arsenal walking when he's out fully armed.
Yeah.
We love to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you need to be fully armed with a bunch of grenades at the breakfast table? Probably not, but does that matter?
Well, he's not
to
armed right
Adrian.
now. He's just messing with the holster so that when he does pick his kit, he'll be armed to the
He's
teeth.
prepared to be armed.
Yeah. You don't gotta get ready if you stay ready, Adrian.
Right? Yep.
Okay. And a protein shake is your breakfast. Good. Do you tend to socialize with people, would you say?
Um, he's not overly social. He's like hyper focusing on what he's doing. But if someone comes and says hi to him, like Nasi, he will stop
Good
what he's doing
morning.
and pay attention to her.
Sure. I was gonna say, is there anyone in the crew that you're close with or sociable with? But the answer may be Nasi.
And Jordan, he'll go and work out with Jordan.
Okay.
Workout buddies.
Mm-hmm.
Bros.
Okay.
yeah, and Jordan, yeah, he is like not like basically like probably he's like probably like always like a little bit ahead of or a little bit behind like Adrian. I figure like their mornings just very synced up.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, he's usually coming in like sleeveless, sleeveless shirt, sweats, like in with protein shake, nice big nice big canteen of water. Like yeah, hydrate, prepare, like usually talk like a little bit of something or other, like very like most obviously most interested in like workout tips
Mm.
and regimens,
Mm-hmm.
talking about games like yeah, like I'm up 5 pounds of muscle this month. It's great.
Okay.
And then then we're in for the morning workout. And the goal is as always, and will absolutely never be met, to just surpass the captain, that monster, that
Sure.
beast.
Yeah. Cause he's definitely down and eats double helpings of breakfast. Cause he appreciates the food that gets cooked. Um, and when the other people that have the diets like the Turians have aren't necessarily eating those meals, he's like, more for me. So he will get to double portion on that. And then yeah, he does enjoy a workout. I think it would be fair to say nobody has yet surpassed his stats. I'd like to think that your little gym in the rec room has like a board up
Passport, yeah.
for those who are wanting to. Yeah. Um,
It's like
it's
it is
just
genuinely like the captain, everyone else.
yeah. You're all fighting for the number 2 spot, really.
Yeah.
And actually, I think the person who is currently on the number 2 spot, and it's up to you guys if you want to try and work to beat that, is Nova, the co-pilot. Um, she has a lithe built to them, but they're also incredibly fit, and very disciplined.
Tell me more.
And and even if you go in and think, no, I'm definitely going to be, the fact that they're lighter means that she is able to get a really good amount of reps on various things. So if you're out to compete with anyone, it's technically Nova, just because I think everyone is aware that trying to meet meet or
Captain.
surpass The
Yeah.
captain is a difficult task to do. It's a difficult task to do. Okay. Do you think Jordan has social time with others? Do you think you're close with anyone on the ship?
Let's see here. I think, like he's yeah. I feel like it's probably like of like kind of like the rest of the crew,
Yeah.
probably like the pilot and
Mm-hmm.
well, probably our cool pilot and the captain, like in about that order.
Okay.
I figure like weirdly at least in my view, like my like correct me if I'm like overstepping here, but like I feel like probably like one way in which like the captain Jordan and co-pilot like are all aligned is like working out. Like this is a means to an end. Like you are developing your body to you are developing your body to achieve the task you set it to
Yeah.
the greatest perfection. And that's the goal. That's what you're working towards. You're not just trying to expand. You are trying to improve.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think there's probably a bit of, although obviously there is a leaderboard there, I think there's a camaraderie there. We'll spot each other. We'll provide tips if one thing is particularly tricky for somebody. They can help out with things. I think that
Yeah,
sounds good.
and I think
The
probably
gym
like
bros of
especially
the ship.
because yeah, and like Jordan is like probably like low key like the kid of the three because like he is
Yeah.
literally the youngest and and also without like by like every meaningful metric like the least experienced.
Yeah. These experiences on the ship, and also as a human, your age range is shorter, and yeah, you're the kid. Definitely. I love that. Okay. Um, as the day progresses, obviously people have various priorities that they tend to do and things that they like to perform in terms of ship duties. Um, I wonder over the course of this day, what do you think your character would find themselves doing? And then I would like to know what skill you would like to roll to see how well you are doing said job that day. So feel free to have a little peruse of your sheet. Naturally, some of you are already going to know the answer to this, so I don't mind you jumping in first. There's all sorts of things that you can do either aboard the ship or as you're pushing. You know that it won't be too terribly long before you're at the sort of Mass Effect relay, which is going to kind of fling you guys. You will have to batten down the hatches ever so slightly while that happens. You can't just be free fall like doing some weightlifting when you are flung through a Mass Effect relay. But you know there might be some things that you could do along the way. Um, Certain things like investigating things in space. This is very well documented space that you're in right now, so you know. And I don't know if you guys are necessarily having things to shoot at, but you never know. So, does anyone have a skill or a job that they're performing this day that you would like to describe to us, please?
So okay, like as the navigations officer,
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of sense, like it is strictly speaking Jordan's job to define what is our route,
Yeah.
which systems are we
Where
going
is this
to
moon?
which systems are
Yeah.
we going to, where are
Uh
we
huh.
where are we supposed to where like what are we supposed to avoid, and on top of that, are we going through the territory of known pirates, raiders, smugglers? Are people going to be asking for holes? Are people just going to jump us on site, coming or going?
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like that's kind of like the umbrella, space survival check. Like you gotta
Yeah.
how are you getting through? How are you setting the agenda?
Sounds delightful. Yeah, I think this is a very important job for you this early, and it's just figuring out the where you're going, how you're going to get there, plotting your course, figuring out efficient ways, avoiding places that might be dangerous. A lot of research is involved in that. But yeah, I think if we're doing survival, I think by the sounds of that, then roll your skill, friend.
That's a 13. Well, we
Okay,
do have a lot of advantage over here. Let's
you
spend
too.
one of those.
Sure.
Try to use it.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
17. Let's see.
17, much better. Yeah. Yeah, you're able to find where this system is, the cluster, able to get into this planet that you've been told that you're going to, and the moon that is attached to it. Figuring out efficient routes where you're hitting those relays, avoiding dangerous spots. You're pretty comfortable. You've plotted a route that's going to allow you to avoid anything that could get a little hairy. You can't guarantee it once you get to that outer reach of the Attican Traverse, but as far as you're aware and as much as you can plan for right now, you're pretty confident that you've got exactly what you need out of this. This is likely something that you are going to refine, certainly when you hit the relays, of just refining things a little more. But yeah, you're pretty comfortable finding the needed fuel stations for you to stop off at.
And it's like finally there's stop by. Of course, we stop by Jarrett's office because like this is the proof. This is the guy you asked to double check your homework.
Uh-huh.
And and it's like he's given the sign off. You take it to the pilot and the captain.
Okay. Yeah, Jareth, are you comfortable with the homework? How would Jareth respond to that kind of thing, of him bringing you the navigation routes?
I think he would take that as a matter of course, and that it was absolutely makes perfect sense that you're bringing it to him to look at.
Yes, good.
Sensible
choice.
Who else is more? who else would be better at double checking that? But yeah,
maybe
he would
only your pilot.
Look through it all as well. And make comments about things. Oh, yeah, it's a little bit tight that one, and just but not actually make any changes, but just with no malicious intent at all, just give a kind of running commentary on his opinion about the way it was done or the results, but ultimately would just absolutely accept that he should be the one to be double checking these things.
Constructive feedback.
Yeah. And it's good when he actually doesn't when he actually he doesn't make changes, he just sends you on with them. That's how you know.
Yeah.
It's passing grade.
It's all you can want, really. Speaking of Jareth, we can check in with what you're doing. I will a question to add there. What do you think your relationship is like with the pilot, a fellow Solarian? Do you think the two of you ever have sit down chats about the rest of the crew and their ability to perform at their jobs?
I think I don't know whether we would sit and discuss the individuals so much as just the overall kind of efficiency of the crew and things the way things are being done, and whether we would do them differently on a fully Solarian vessel. I don't think, certainly from Jareth's perspective, he's got there's absolutely no malice or assumption that people aren't good at what they do. Just that he's better.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. If I was doing that, this is how I would do that.
Solarians are inherently better at doing stuff than everyone else, and that is not. That's not
no.
That's not a criticism of everyone else. It's just the way it is.
Yeah. Very, very efficient minds.
With the exception of, Asari have a lot more time to work on it than Solarians do. That Asari aren't even adult in the amount of time it takes Solarians to live out their full life.
Yes.
So there's definitely an advantage there, but
they have biotic strengths, sure.
Yeah.
that you don't. But yeah, in terms of strategy, I think it's understood by most of the citizens of this fine galaxy that yeah, the Solarians are hard to beat. Okay. What do you think you were doing? What would be your task
So I
for the
think
day?
I'd be absolutely strapped in to the chair in front of
Mm.
the weapons consoles and be variously going through running diagnostics, recalibrating, probably
Mm-hmm.
setting things up for the new ammo that I'd got, and just
Mm.
generally making sure everything is in working order, almost the same as I do every day, for no reason other than that it's something that should be done.
Yes.
Even though it almost certainly the calibration's exactly the same each day and the diagnostics are all clean each day, but it's just something that should be done every day.
Sure, but it's like that's the sort of mindset that they trained into soldiers in the First and the Second World War of like you have to maintain your weapon because if that weapon is not maintained, it could lose your life. Yeah. Which skill would you like to apply to that?
Well, as it happens, I have Starship Systems weapons
Ah,
as a tool proficiency, which is
delicious and
dexterity based.
delightful. Yeah, so dexterity plus your proficiency, please. Yeah.
That's a 14.
14. Nice. Okay, yeah. It's a basic job. You're doing the rundown everyday things that you are used to doing. You're pretty confident everything is hunky dory. You don't have anything to shoot at right now, so
No. So
mostly you're just making sure that when it does happen, you are ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you apply that ammo to any of the personal weapons that you carry?
What was it? Disruptor and Shredder.
Shredder.
I I would probably I'd probably put Disruptor in my pistol.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think Shredder is specifically just damage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas Disruptor is good against machines and shields.
Yes.
So actually, I'd potentially put a Disruptor in both pistol
Okay.
and sniper.
Okay. Yep. And you got a decent amount of that, so it is available on the ship. Okay. Very good. And you have the ammo for your ship's guns are a different thing to your own personal guns, but you're still very good at shooting those also. Just gonna remind myself. Yeah, piercing damage. So you've got anti-fighter machine cannons, which do 1d4 times 100 piercing damage, and then disruptor torpedoes, which do 1d6 times 100 thunder damage, and then 1d6 times 100 force damage, and it bypasses shields. So you have some decent guns on the ship. Even though it's just a cargo vessel, we're just a scavenger crew, but space be dangerous sometimes.
Just in case.
And especially with where you're
We're
going,
strapped.
it's not Citadel space and it's not the sort of like Earth space. This is somewhere else. So, you gotta be cautious. Very good. Either Nasi or Adrian, where are you? What kind of job do you think you're doing just now?
Ignore that roll. Sorry, I was
Oh.
touching my sheet.
Mm-hmm.
You can go first if you'd like.
Sure. So Adrian would want to make sure that his Omni tool is programmed with the grenades he wants to makeshift for the mission. So he's going to spend some time getting that all set up. But he also wants to make sure that he's going to have the tools in case what created that giant hole in the lab was an explosive. So he's going to want something to defuse any potential other bombs or any other weapon systems that might create another hole, or blow them up. So he's
Yeah.
going to spend some time putting that together.
Who knows what you're gonna find out there?
Um,
What would you like to roll for that?
I'm thinking maybe like electronics or engineering or maybe
Mm-hmm.
his tinker's tools. I'm not sure which is best.
Whatever you want. You get to choose the skill.
Maybe engineering?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's try engineering. 17.
17. Okay, good roll. Yeah. You're pretty confident that you're rigged up. The things that you need are loaded onto your person and also synced up with your Omni tool. You're pretty confident that when you do get there, which there's a bit of time until you get there, but you're ready um, for when you arrive. You feel pretty confident of that. Very good. Nasi.
I think Nasi is taking her time. She definitely has a whole morning routine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, she eats breakfast, she does her yoga, she trains to her biotics are like a muscle, so she trains them, does a little target
Mm-hmm.
practice. She's very serious about her powers. And eventually, she walks Darren the Baron around the ship, make sure he's had his playtime,
Darren the Baron.
Darren the Baron.
I remembered I had this backdrop, so we now have Darren in
Yeah.
the corner. Yes.
If he needs to be bathed, she bathes him or trim his nails, make sure he's has his enrichment.
Oh.
She's a dog mom, I
Okay.
think.
Yeah.
And I think after she's done her little morning routine, and it would be like afternoon,
Yeah.
she sits down comfortably in her chair at the planet scanning. She's like, we're gonna pass a few different planets in areas that we haven't been to before. We should stock up on any elements that we may need. I made sure that we bought extra. I forgot what they were called, but the things that shoot out.
Drones.
Drones. Yeah.
Drones, extra drones. So she's just, making sure everything's great. The interface in her computer is pink. You don't know how she did it. She is not tech savvy, but she figured it out only for this. She doesn't know how else. But everything's pink and has little heart icons next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and, and
Beautiful.
she's just scanning planets.
Yeah. What skill would you like to roll?
I don't know. I would say perception, but
Sure. Perception
not my
can
highest
work.
stat.
Technically, survival.
Survival?
Can work.
I could do
Yeah.
that.
I would maybe even say it's technically a starship system, but yeah.
Don't
You
make
could
me
do.
roll anything with intelligence, please.
Okay.
I could do survival, or
Yeah.
they're both the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How do I? Boop. Okay, I'm just gonna roll a d20 here, and then add my 2.
Oh.
Can I use my advantage? She's actually
Yeah.
good at this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, it's 13.
13. Okay.
It's better than 7.
I'll say that certainly in this first day, you're getting to a few planets that you're passing by, and the ones that you get close enough with the flight pattern that was planned out by the navigator, your bestie, um, you're not really picking up on anything down there that seems completely valuable. You'll maybe send a probe or two out, but it's not really worth you guys going to try and pick anything up
Okay.
in terms of mining. So you're like, you know what, this first leg of this journey, maybe not. Maybe once you get into the Attica Traverse, when you start to get closer to planets that you haven't been to before, like you say, you're maybe going to find something a little more valuable out there. So you're like, you know what, but you feel pretty confident that there isn't anything there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, she's
So,
like, I'm confident. She's like half paying attention to it, half on like her Omni 2 on hypergram. It's like, oh my god, I like that picture of that dress. It's so cute. It's my version of Instagram and Mass Effect.
Sure. Yeah. Very good. Okay. So
well, they're still connected.
Yeah. Yeah. So first leg of the journey, we've been preparing. A lot of us feel like we are ready should a fight kick off at any point. You are all gonna have to go and get yourselves buckled in and ready for the first fling through the Mass Effect relay. Um, you're all very used to that feeling now. You do it often enough. Um, Eventually, you'll be able to go and take some rest. Those of you who maybe want a little bit of downtime once you feel like you're off duty, you certainly can. And so, for the last little stretch of this session, I'm going to open it up to roleplay scenes to kind of explore your characters, maybe the relationships between the four of you, or with any NPCs that you would like to have, just to kind of flesh out who the crew are. Who are you guys? A little bit more about yourselves and interpersonal connections. What kind of thing might you do once you're considered off shift? Is there anything that you would like to update each other on? How you spend your downtime together? That kind of thing. I imagine there's a card game going in the rec room. Mm-hmm. I think Isabel's a bit of a. She's your drive core engineer. Well, one of them. She is mean on those cards. She's very good at what she does. I imagine countless of you have lost money to her.
After once
But
Nasani was like, huh, this is not my cup of tea.
but if you're going to be going and docking anywhere, she's the one that you bring for a card game because she'll earn you money if you're playing at the same table with her.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Captain's got a really great, like, fantastic poker face, like hard from stone.
Yeah.
But absolutely unable to back down. Like just
Yeah.
just like as soon as you can bait him out, he's going to lose everything.
Yeah. Once you're pretty confident that
Everything.
he's not winning, yeah, you're like, you know what, he won't back down this, so I can raise this as high as I want. Yeah. Okay. I love that. Are you gonna be taking part in the card game then?
Yeah. I think Jordan is like he's just kind of like competitive by nature. Like it's not. It is not about like it's about it's about winning, but also it's not about winning or losing, so that he doesn't have to like feel that bad about how many paychecks he is like just dumping into the hit of this card game.
Mm-hmm. Sure. I think it's probably going pretty well for you. There's this moment where you can see, like, Turians don't sweat, but you know that if they could, there'd be that, like, tension on the face as you're playing with him. And he'll be like, listen, I don't think it's fair that we're playing while Aronis is here. And then Aronis, who is holding with multiple tentacles the cards that they have, say, this one can't help that I can smell your pheromones.
I
Captain is
knew
like, unfair advantage. It's an unfair advantage.
that's why we shuffle after every hand.
I can't help my pheromones. What's the point in a poker face and being able to do all of this with this type of game when you have someone like Aronis? Listen, I'm just saying.
So I think
This one.
if Jareth and Jael are both off duty at the same time as the
Uh-huh.
card game, they would
Uh-huh.
absolutely be there and kind of commentating over it to each other. Neither of them are allowed to play because they count the cards, but no one will let them. So they
It doesn't
just
matter
kind
how
of
many times you
discuss
shuffle the
between
deck, you
themselves
always
about
know.
who's going to
Yeah.
win and who's managing to keep their face straight, and just general commentary that
Yeah.
doesn't really have a lot to do with the game, but is just an ongoing kind of discussion about the strange idiosyncrasies of other races as they play
Yeah.
their play their games of chance that
Mhm.
they won't allow Solarians to play with them.
Yeah. Yeah. Your Helms is just gonna be like, they do not allow us to play because of apparently our unfair advantage, and yet they let Aronas play. It's a curious thing.
Yes, there are some strange practices in the way they do these things. I think they they seem to think that it is a challenge for them to be able to conceal their bluffing from Oronis, whereas
Mm,
they seem to struggle to hide anything from us, and thus
indeed.
we're not fun. And we get
A
to be.
game of deception, so they say. Yeah. A game of deception, so they say. And yet it is not. It's a game of cards.
It's a game of counting and skill that they seem to be trying to fool each other to conceal their inability to count and keep track. It's strange.
I
Strange.
believe the phrase that applies is skill issue.
Indeed. So very often.
Indeed. Yes, yes, yes. Never mind. Perhaps there will be some games that they will allow us to play.
Maybe we
I
should
did
introduce
get
them
to
to some of
play
our games.
Snap. Yes, I agree. I played Snap once with the captain, but he nearly took a finger off of me. Very
Yes.
vigorous, and he has strong
Strangely
hands.
violent game for a card game.
It is one that apparently the humans let their children play. I
That
suppose
might explain
a
few
human
things.
child does not have very strong arms.
No.
Like George seems to like just shudder briefly because like frozen there.
Valscars of playing Snap with a Krogan. Very good. All right. What about Adrian? What's Adrian doing?
I think he tries to play in the card games, but working with Susie and Avresh, often he knows better to play when it's Aranos playing in there. He's like,
Yeah.
nope. So he'll probably be hanging out wherever Avresh is,
Okay.
where they're doing their downtime, just shooting the shit, talking shop.
Yeah. Yeah. A fresh. I feel like um he doesn't much enjoy cards. Just because he's not so taken with the idea of gambling. And the aspects of what is fun about that. Like, yeah. Definitely has a different idea of fun. But yeah, we'll be in the shop. I think he is currently working on something. It looks like he's using like nuts and bolts and various other little bits of metal knickknacks, and has a soldering iron out and is creating. At first, you weren't sure what he was making. He was clearly making something, and it wasn't like a weapon or a bit of kit, right? So it's something else. Um, that didn't really have a function as best as you could tell. He was just attaching things in a way that they don't normally get attached. But now that he's coming up with the bulk of this thing, which is maybe about, a foot squared in size, it's fairly sizable. It looks like he is building a replica of Darren, but using various scraps of metal. So he's currently like working on that while he is chatting to you. Um, what do you think we're gonna find on this job?
Well, hopefully a better payout than the last time.
Mm.
The hole is
Research.
kind of concerning.
Research bases in general can be concerning.
Yeah. Who knows what they were working on? Explosion
Indeed.
could have come from inside, outside. They could have been attacked.
There may be experimental chemicals,
Yep.
flora, fauna.
Could be anything.
Maybe experimenting on people.
Yeah, we could find a whole lot of messed up corpses in there.
What are you hoping we find?
hoping we're finding actual physical stuff, but the research in and of itself is if it's a good payout, it's a good payout,
Most things have value to somebody.
right? Just have to find the right buyer.
Indeed. Perhaps if this is research, our buyers are more likely to come from the Citadel than they are Omega. Depending on what it is that we find.
That's true.
What are you working on?
Oh, usual. Just making sure my kit's up to speed, adjusting my holsters. Don't quite have the creative flair that you do. He's gesturing to the metal art.
Oh. Yes. Yeah, this is no weapons kit, I suppose.
Something to keep the mind and hands occupied. I can respect that.
This is going to be a gift.
For Nasi?
Yes, I believe it is. I'm not entirely familiar with the difference in how they celebrate their yearly cycles compared to my kind, but I did catch wind that she will be celebrating one fairly soon, so I wanted to get ahead of the curve with crafting something.
It's good to know.
Yeah, I did a little replica of the ship for our helmsman the other day. It has
Start
been
thinking
nice
of
to
what I should get her.
get to know the crew. So many are new after all, so
That's thoughtful of you.
I find in this line of work and in lives of people such as us, we do not often take moments to give thoughtful gestures to one another. So I like to ensure that I do it. Where possible, anyway.
I like that.
It is perhaps more typical than atypical that people leading lives such as ours tend not to have a great many familial connections either. So
I can see why. Drifters moving from ship to ship.
Either they may not have any or do not wish to be associated with them, or the other way around.
It's easier to deal with loss if you don't build connections at all.
I find connections important.
I understand.
Not that I have many, but I count on us as family, so.
Yes.
You will have been
Sadly,
aware. They appear to have been on the ship longer than you, but as far as you're aware, the pair of them joined this crew together. What about yourself?
It's sad to leave my family and connections behind, but there was an incident. I had to leave. I think one day I would like to have those kinds of connections again.
Would you wish to reconnect with friends and family?
Maybe one day.
Did the incident include them?
One of them. I left this world.
Oh. A difficult story.
It is. I haven't really spoke of it much.
Well, if you ever wish a understanding and unobtrusive ear, I am here.
I might take you up on that.
I would like that. And he kind of goes back to finishing off his gift. What about Nasi?
Nassie's muted.
Hi. I'm too into my character. Um, I think she, passes by the rec rooms, sees people having fun. She knows, yeah, she doesn't want to lose her credits. So, she's like, this is fine. She makes one stop first. She has in her arm two books. They're the same book. And she like knocks on the door from where Adrian and Avrish is. Um, and when she goes in, she goes to um Avrash and gives him a book and says, "This should be the one for our next book club meeting."
Ah, yes, thank you. I was hoping you would have that.
Yeah. It's like a mystery, so you know.
Some mysteries I find I need them to be complex and intriguing. I find some people who write mysteries are not.
I know, so I asked the bookshop keeper to get me like the one with like the best reviews, but not like on all things, but like specifically on the complexity and how easy. I was like, what is your book that is the least easiest to like figure out what happened? And this she recommended this one.
I appreciate the gesture.
Yeah.
Nasana. I find I figure out the plot much too quick with some, especially when they're written by humans. No offense to humans, but
I take a long time to figure it out, but the book tells me in the end anyway, so it's fine.
Well, we all arrive at things at our own pace.
Yeah, you can have that for our next book club meeting. Hi, Adrian. Oh my god. You know what I just realized, Adrian? Your markings is the same color as my hair tips. We match.
We do.
That's so cute. I'm gonna go off to the kitchen. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Goodbye, Nasana.
And she makes her way to the kitchen, probably where Phoenix is. I think one of the reasons why they got along really well ended up kind of like a little relationship. She's got love to give. It's because she likes trying new things and she likes being excited about things. So I think she was very happy to like be a test subject for Phoenix's weird foods.
Yeah.
And always like gives him, she doesn't do the cooking, but she gives him the ideas. And I like to think that they're working on writing all the weirdest but really good ideas down, and maybe one day, you never know, there might be a cool cookbook coming out.
Yeah.
It's in a journal with glittery pink pen that's written down. So
he got one of those like canisters for like creating your own whipped cream, essentially, but like trying out very weird and interesting flavors of things that you can turn into whipped cream consistency to put on top of things. Yeah, and just getting a little artsy with the food.
Yeah. I was thinking with that new fruit, we could probably make like a jelly or a jam. We put it over like a dark chocolate cookie. Like make a little sandwich.
Okay. Yeah. Let's try it. Yeah, I'll make you one. You can tell me how it is, and then if it goes down well, then we can make a batch of them.
Yeah, but I'm also thinking like, what's the weirdest thing we can make with this? Obviously, your cake, amazing, loved it. It was a great time, but how can we use this, right? It's fruit, so like we could use it like we can make ice cream out of it. Yeah, yeah. We could make a reduction from it. See, make jams and jellies, like I said. We could. I wonder if it would be good in like a fruit salad.
Yeah, I have like pastry in a can that we could make like little like layered puff pastry twisted things with like the jam laced in it.
I think that'd be cool.
A little bit
I
of
wonder
cream.
if it, those spicy brownies you made that other time.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be good with that? I might spice, sweet, tart. Ooh,
Sweet and spicy is a good mix.
yeah. It's like a little tart, spicy. I don't know. We could try it
Mm-hmm.
with that ear or tongue.
Okay. Yeah. I'll put it together. Give me just
Okay.
you hold fire. Uh and he like there's probably like a section of the kitchen that you're allowed to just like sit on the counter,
Mm-hmm.
but it's only there that you're allowed to sit on the counter
Yeah.
because he doesn't want you actually like dirtying
Yeah.
up where he does
No,
the
it's a
food prep.
corner
Yeah, it's
that's
like you
like
can
all
stay
the
here because you're the muse, but like don't
yeah.
you
Yeah. She
yeah.
doesn't interrupt. She doesn't
Uh-huh.
interrupt.
Uh-huh. But he will put together a very interesting chocolate cookie with this weird, interesting, funky, fun jam thing in it.
Funky fun jam.
Yeah,
That's what he
funky
calls it.
fun jam. Yeah. Hmm.
That's what the recipe's called. Funky fun jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm. Mhm.
All right. You looking forward to the mission?
I mean, yeah. I think it's interesting, fun, exciting, a mystery. We don't know what happened there. We don't know what we're looking at. I mean, it's definitely dangerous, but
Mm.
everyone's focusing on that. But it's exciting.
Yeah, thankfully I don't often have to leave the ship for those things, so.
No, you can stay in the kitchen. Be here safe.
Oh,
Keep you safe.
thank you for the permission.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm worried. I mean, last time, sure, it was bad, but we did get Darren. So, I
Yeah.
try to look on the positive side of things. I think too many people focus on the negatives and like they don't enjoy it. Like it's gonna happen anyways. So you might as well look at it in a more positive light, and, like not stress about it.
Okay. And then you're not suffering twice, I suppose, huh?
Exactly.
Right. A little bit of worry keeps you safe
For
though.
sure.
Like we have those instincts within us to as self-preservation usually.
Well, obviously, but like I feel like I have a lot of people on the ship that were enough for like the both of us. And they're very high alert, high skilled. And obviously, it doesn't mean that I don't go in with some caution, but I feel like I don't know, everybody else on the ship just kind of expects the worst,
Yeah.
which is,
That's okay though.
it's
We're all different and it's good to have
yeah. I
some
like to
people who are
think
going in there expecting things so that if something happens they're very alert to it.
yeah, I mean, I like to think I bring a little bit of balance to the crew.
Of course you do. You're like the little ray of sunshine for everyone.
That's really sweet of you to say. Thank you.
Mhm.
I try. But, we each have our own thing that we bring to the team, I suppose.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like you bring the delicious food
I sure do.
and a really cute face.
Oh, well. Maybe.
I know for sure. I don't date ugly people.
Oh. That's good to know.
Yeah. So everyone I
Mhm.
date is like super hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone new recently?
Had my sights on Nova, I'm not gonna lie.
That's fair, honestly.
She's just so
She,
strong.
she just kind of looks like she's gonna bend you in a pretzel, and like that's hot, you know?
That's really what I've been hoping for.
Yeah. I
But
mean, not quite in the same way that like the captain would, but still,
yeah, I feel
honestly.
like I really like the captain. Would definitely let him do that to me. But I feel like he keeps like this professional like relationship with people, which I
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah.
I respect that. So I don't want to like step any lines, so I'm letting him be. But Nova, you know,
Yeah. That's legit.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we'll see. Adrian's really cute too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know? I just noticed today that his face markings match my hair tips.
So
Like
do
the
the
fingertips.
captains. Y'all all have like that
Oh my
blue.
god! We all
Yeah.
match.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it should be like the crew colors. I don't see that kind of like I prefer like my monotone. Like I've got a thing going, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we can get you like, maybe I could draw a little like heart on your cheek side. Just a little brightness.
I think that might look a little silly on me.
I mean, I think you'd make it look good, but for sure.
Sure. We get through this mission and everything goes hunky dory and we'll come back. Well, you can draw a little colorful heart on my cheek.
I'll hold you to that.
Okay.
We should give some of these cookies out because they're really good. Like
Yeah.
really good.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Let's
Do
go.
you think
All
it
right.
goes? It's like good enough for like putting it on paper, or should we like?
Let's get some reviews first.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
give me a minute to cook up some that the rest of the crew can have. Just and he goes in and starts using the various powders and
Yeah.
mixes and
Yeah.
ingredients for creating
Mhm.
something that are
Mhm. She
taste
has
food
been
people.
cataloging like the regular version or like their version and then the version that other
Mm-hmm.
species can eat. So they have two versions of everything.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, eventually, the rest of you are gonna get given these interesting experimental chocolate cookies. Did we say dark chocolate cookies?
Yeah.
With the unusual fruit that has been made into kind of jelly consistency on the inside. It's very interesting. But it has that kind of tartness to it, a
Mm.
little bit of bitterness from the chocolate. Each of you will be able to eat it if you want, because there are versions for each. Whether you choose to eat it or not is kind of up to you. Would you take the offering of an experimental cookie that Nasana helped Phoenix come up with?
Adrian would.
Thanks. I really hope you like it.
Interesting texture.
We'll working on it.
Yeah, I'm still perfecting cookies using the ingredients that you guys need.
Yeah.
It feels a little denser when I make it for you guys, but
Yeah.
yeah. Would Jordan eat one?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is well, it's like this is the thing you do for him. Like as long as
Yeah.
he's in. As long as he's dating Masani and I'm dating Masana unless the
Yeah.
breakup goes like really sour. Now he's in.
I love, can I just say, I love that the meathead and the bimbo are best friends.
Yeah, it's great. Okay, and what about Jareth?
Okay.
Interesting. So, what benefits does this confer on the one imbibing?
Energy levels will increase.
Mm-hmm.
So if you suddenly find yourself in need of a little bit of a boost, it's an option.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And
Aside from the energy boost, I will admit, not an awful lot. I have not cooked with that fruit before, so I can't guarantee the exact nature of the benefits from that. This is a new one for me to cook with, so
so
we'll see what the benefits are once everybody has
yeah.
digested them.
It's an experiment. We're testing a few things out.
Yeah.
Interesting. And what is your hypothesis so far from your tests that you've conducted to this point?
Tastes lively.
Mm-hmm.
That is a kind of.
We've only gathered results from the flavors. We're still waiting on results on how it makes you feel. We're giving it a little bit of time, to
Yeah.
let people kind of let it settle into their body, let um the the nutrition absorb, you know?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Very well.
Digestion remains to be seen.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm always keen to help out with careful experimentation, I will have a go. And it just puts the
Appreciate that.
entire thing
Yeah.
in his mouth and just swallows it whole.
Like a
It's like,
seagull.
yeah, just like, "Gulp."
Gulp. Wow.
Oh,
Some
wow.
interesting texture. Is possibly not the best shape for easy consumption, but yes, I will.
No.
I
Well,
will let you know
usually we
how
thought
the.
you would chew it. But we can make some smaller ones.
Like
Actually,
little
we'll put that.
bites. We can make
Yeah, a little bit. We'll put that
Yeah.
in the notes
Okay.
so they're easier to consume like that. Wow, that was
That was great to see.
yeah.
Like I could see it going down your throat there.
Wow.
You know, there's these birds back on Earth that do things like that.
It's the most efficient way of consuming energy.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Yes,
sure.
unless it's a shape where it might choke you a little bit, in which case the efficiency kind of becomes a bit moot.
Yeah.
True. I have yet to encounter
Yeah.
such a dilemma, but I will carefully study the shape of food
Jared,
presented
couldn't be
in
me.
future.
Skill issue.
Skill issue.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that you've taken this. Feel free to report in with any
Oh,
notes
indeed, I
on.
will provide you a
Yeah.
report once the
Digestion
cookie,
time.
is it, has
Yes.
taken effect.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Strange
You
name
know,
for
because
a
I
thing.
might turn it into. I
Everything
was
surely
considering
is
doing like
cookie.
little. Yep. Interestingly, it's not called a bakey because you bake it, but anyway.
Yeah.
I was considering creating little like protein energy balls, and trying to customize the ingredients to what each different species would require nutrient wise. I've been taking your notes, um, and I plan on putting them to
Yeah.
action so that you can have something small and compact to carry on the go when you are planetside somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and that way you can keep yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I took
full of
notes.
energy.
That is good.
Yeah,
Indeed,
we got
yes.
yeah.
The Solarian metabolism is significantly faster than any of the other
It
people on the ship,
is.
so
Yeah.
it
So
very much
fast.
makes sense for us to have a way of topping that up while we are out and about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took notes. They're yeah. They're in glittery pink pen, but they're notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glittery ink. It's got like a little
Yeah.
bubble in the pen.
It's got a little puff.
Yeah. I'm endeavoring to have those cooked up for when we get there. So in a couple days' time, we'll
Oh, I look
let
forward to
everybody
it.
try that and see how we. Yeah. And then that way, the whole crew get to experience just eating for efficiency and energy's sake.
Exactly.
Which is the way it should be. It's very good. I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear that you are taking on board the feedback you've been receiving.
I so am. I listen and I don't judge. Well, thank you, Jareth. I'm gonna go back and clean up the kitchen.
Thank you.
Nasi, you don't have to help if you don't want to. If you've got things to do.
Oh. I mean, not really. I'm happy to help.
Okay.
Okay.
You do suit the little rubber glove thing, so
Right?
yeah.
I got pink ones.
Of course
Yeah.
you do.
Bye, Jared. I was saying Adrian was. I don't know if he likes me or not though. It's like very serious. What did you think?
I'm finding that
I don't know how Jared feels about me. I don't think he enjoys my presence that much. I don't think I'm efficient enough
don't
for him.
know that they typically view people in a like or dislike kind of fashion. It just you know, you are who you are. I don't know how they show that they do enjoy the company of others. Here's the thing: is still choosing to stay on board the crew. We'll have conversations, gives us notes. I feel like if he actually didn't like us, he just wouldn't be on the crew.
That's very true, I guess. But what if he has like no other choice? That's fine. But he's here.
I
We're all
don't know the
here.
full. Yeah, I don't know his full story, but I feel like what I do know, he's talented enough that if he didn't want to be here, he'd probably be able to find another job.
That's true.
I could be wrong on that. I don't pry. We're allowed to have our secrets.
You know all about secrets.
Don't know what you mean.
Of course.
Puts apron back on to start cooking.
Fine. Anyway, so when I was out on Omega,
Yeah.
starts yapping.
Born to yap. I imagine that's one of your stickers that's in your.
Yeah, born to
It
yap.
wasn't you that put it there. Somebody else put it there. Born to
No,
yap.
she loves it.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay, so the ride is fairly enjoyable. Um, your crew know what they're doing in terms of running the ship, and although a decent chunk of you only joined about 6 months ago, it feels like a team. You guys are getting to know each other, starting to learn how to work efficiently. And I think next episode we will find out how we get on when we arrive at this system, what we find there, and if there's anything that we encounter on our way to this lovely little moon of ours. For the time being, however, we have been the crew of the ship Aftershock in the Transmissions Mass Effect special game, Descent into Hades. We are going to be doing our outros. I will start us off. I am Emma Hamalu on the internet. You can find me Hamalu on all of my social medias. In terms of where you can find me, I run things mostly on here. Typically, it is Dragon Age. We do have our third season of Blood and Lyrium that may well be airing when this goes up. It's very exciting. I'm enjoying that story where they were just nobodies in the town of Lothering, and then suddenly life happened at them. We've been following their adventures ever since. And yeah, you might see me on some other channels doing some exciting things too. My day job is a school teacher, which is a lot less exciting than what I do here in the evenings. And that's me. So if we could do it in the same order that we did our intros, who are you? Who have you been playing? And where can we find you if we want to follow you on the internet?
Hi everyone, this is Kay or Kay Phoenix on the internet. I go by they them pronouns. I had the pleasure of playing our Turian soldier Adrian Nix. He goes by he him pronouns. You can find me on Blue Sky at Kay Phoenix. You'll find me here and around on other channels when I pop in and play some games.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I have been Flex Sky Jordan, of course, out in the world. I am Shinobi, or you can even find me on Blue Sky at JOSADISON, Joss Dyson, where I might just be posting about some of this here writing I get up to. So stay tuned, stay tuned. And of course, just might be. You can of course always come back to find me here, and perhaps elsewhere. You might even find me playing something else, being somebody else you will love and enjoy. So take care.
I've been your slightly crazy Solarian Jareth Bay today. I'm in the real world. I'm Ben, or Old Mad Ben on most social media. Not in any other things that you're going to see, but sitting here behind the scenes quite often in all of the transmissions productions or in the chat for
Yeah.
a lot of others. Yeah, that's me.
Hi everyone, my name is Satan or Alyssa Vamp Art on the internet, and today I have been Nasana Danava or Nasi. Um, and you can find me here as well on other games like our Dragon Age game that I might be playing right now or will be in the coming future, where I play Phelan, a mage, Dalish elf who's very different from Nasi, very different vibe. But so far, that's really all I have going on the internet. So I am right now a transmissions only type of gal. Yeah, that's me.
Excellent. Wonderful stuff. So, we have been the crew. This has been our first episode of 4. parts to this little story, and let's see what we get up to next session. For now, wave goodbye, everybody.